No, maybe. Yeah, we're on.
We're on?
We're on. We're ready.
Okay, you want to turn it down a little bit?
All right, perfect.
You caught me while I was taking rain.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world.
Good afternoon, it's nighttime.
Don't know where you are. What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up?
Are you
What's
sure
up?
we're live?
Jennifer, Sarah, yeah.
No, I think it's transition it.
No, it's right there, live, right there. Boom. I wasn't in edit mode, so
sure?
right when I clicked that button, it just went live.
Okay, guys, we're live.
Hello. Hey, Lynn. Jeffrey, Sandy, Kathy, Sarah, Jennifer, Nicole,
Hi.
Tracy. What's up, guys? What's going on? We got a good show for you guys tonight. It's always a surprise, every time.
I know, I think it's a surprise. Well, sometimes he doesn't let me know, so I get confused sometimes.
I like you guys to come behind the scenes.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I like it to be just an adventure.
Well, and it's hard because when you're live on Facebook, you hit live and it tells you you're live. But this thing that we're using now,
it takes a minute.
it takes a second, and then there's never a live, your live button.
Yes. It takes a minute. Always on. Yep.
Is that music kind of loud?
Yeah, we can turn it down a little bit if you want. Gracie, Kim, Amy, what's going on?
Hello.
Yeah, so we got a good stream for you guys tonight. We're going to go over some viewer videos. We're going to do more of that. We did a lot of talking last time.
We did do a lot of talking, but we had that huge giveaway, so that was really fun.
38 or so on here waiting for you. Yeah, awesome. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have a couple babies to show you.
Yeah.
We'll go over some yearlings. We'll talk about this next upcoming crop. So we talked a little bit about Jeffrey.
Music.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about picking out talent.
Yeah.
Right. So we talked about how if you buy a good horse, right, you buy talent in the beginning, it can shorten your entire training process. So we're gonna go a little bit more over that. Go into some videos of yearlings, kind of show you what I look for in a baby. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Should be a lot of fun.
And then, hey Cammy, what's going on?
Cammy. We miss everyone over there.
I know. It's been a long time. Been way too long.
And I've heard that they might push it out till June.
Yeah, so they said that here in West Michigan especially, that the cases are ramping up. And it looks like we might, our peak could be mid-May to early June.
Early June.
So, not
Awful.
good. Windy update, right?
Oh my gosh,
Tell you what,
it was crazy today.
I don't know when we moved to Kansas, but so today was 30 mile an hour winds with 40 mile an hour gusts.
It was insane today.
Yep. Some days, you just gotta cut your losses and say, not a good day.
Not a good day. I mean, it was
not a good day,
whipping. It is cold. I'm gonna try to paint today.
You'd have painted more of yourself than anything else.
I think so. I'm
Yeah. What's up, Skylar?
Hello.
So welcome to everybody that's new. We've had a lot of new people.
We had someone.
Yes. We had someone from Austria.
I'm Macy.
I'm Jeremy. This is the couch.
This is the couch.
You're on the couch with Macy and Jeremy today.
It snowed here. Oh my goodness.
Her wheel flew away. Yeah.
See, that would have happened to me. I would have been painting and it would have flew away.
Yeah. It snowed in Minnesota. See, there were snowflakes today.
There were some snowflakes today.
Yep. What's up, Dawn?
Hello.
Yeah. No good. I don't know what happened. We just live in a wind tunnel now.
Thank you.
Chelsea worked on her counter canter tonight. Awesome. How did it go?
Yay.
So we will talk about the counter canter stuff, and we'll talk about the. No good. We'll talk about the hip run stuff. Because we did that on Piper, and that's a big move, right? And we've seen a lot of people send videos in. Some confusion about that and how you want to go about it. So we'll address some common issues that we've seen, in viewer submissions, and we'll go over some of your guys' videos to help you understand how we want that maneuver to look and how we want it to work and how we're going to use that to make our horse lope up underneath themselves. But I'll tell you guys, based on everything that I've seen, the video you guys have sent in, and the difference in what you're telling your horses are doing, right? So you're telling me that your horses are softer, they're lighter, they're more rhythmic. That's what we want to hear.
Right.
That's what we want to hear.
So the one is
Dry now, dark. Is it wet still?
Really?
Lynn sent me a picture of hers and it was like swamp. Yep.
Ours, the outdoor that we have, it can dump rain and then be perfectly fine.
Dry as bone.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But when it's really dry, it's dusty.
Yeah, we're in West Michigan though. It's super sandy out here.
Yeah.
So much better. Awesome.
That's
Very
so
good. That's what I want to
awesome.
hear. Right? Everybody's saying that the horses are doing better. Horses are softer, more supple.
Yeah.
That's what we like.
But another thing is
What is
we're
it?
only 30 people away
Yes.
from 150 on our Patreon page.
Yes.
And if we hit that 150, we're going to do a giveaway for custom spurs
Yes.
with your name on them.
We'll be doing our giveaway. And that site,
that's so
if you guys
awesome.
missed it, is up there. Above us, up there.
Right there.
Right over there. Right
well,
over there. There you
There you
go.
go.
That site.
Lots of counter carry today as well, making him stand up and swing.
Perfect.
Lots of spear box. That's so awesome.
Perfect.
He was like, what the heck?
Got one time each side that was good, and that was about it. Gonna have to keep working on it. Dropped his shoulder, may just have working pick up. Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. So the main thing that hopefully everybody's noticing was you trying these new techniques out with your horses, you're gonna find some holes. You're gonna find some holes. You're gonna find times that your horse flips his head upside down, times it kicks out your foot. We're making it hard, right? And that's probably the biggest thing. That's the secret to what we're doing is that we're making it hard, right? The riding's gonna be difficult.
Yay!
Awesome. Welcome to the team, Patty.
Welcome. That's so awesome.
So we're making it hard for the horses, right? But the key to it is we're making it hard at home. So it's easy at the show,
Yep.
right? Too many people, I think, go out there and they make it really easy at home. They go to the horse show and they wonder why the horse is naughty, right? I want to have the tools and the buttons that I need to make it easy at the horse show, right? So I have a fan going up and on May 1st. Awesome. Thank you,
Yay,
Stacey.
thank you, Stacey.
Yeah, and like I
That's
said,
awesome.
I think that Patreon, I've had a couple people message me. I think the way they run their site is they'll actually charge you the full price for this month if you sign up towards the end, and then if you wait till the 1st.
Yeah.
So
if you probably want to sign up this month, you might want to wait till.
yeah,
The
I mean,
May 1st.
you guys can sign up whenever you like.
Yeah, I mean we're not
gonna stop.
scrolling.
But if you want, we want you guys to get the most bang for your buck.
Yes.
So you will be paying for a full month this month, I believe, if you sign up now.
Yeah. I agree.
So just a way to save you guys some money.
Yep. For
We're
sure.
all about that. Yeah. So let's kick this stream off. Let's pull up a video that I saw today.
Are you do the thingy?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll start with this one.
We will start off with this one with our friend from Anthony Lear from Texas.
Is that live? Oh, it's not
Lear.
live.
Rhymes with here.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had this one. We saw this one come across Facebook today. If you haven't seen this one,
That one is really nice.
this is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
This is gorgeous. All right. So, you know, we're a big fan of Making Me Will Wild, right? We're a huge fan of this one. And that right there is some God-given talent.
It is.
That is some God-given talent right there. So
Super,
I have been
super nice.
super impressed with these babies that we've seen. They lope their butts off.
They do.
They jog their butts off. This is nice. So,
I'm hoping Marley's baby looks just like this.
yes, this is on our wish list of things that we want to have.
I told her I want all black with little white in the back, a big
Uh-huh.
white blaze,
Yep.
and everything. So I'm hoping that this happens.
Yes. Yes. So you can imagine if you could just throw a show saddle on it,
You'll be ready.
you'd be good to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super, super nice horse.
And then here it is jogging. I mean, just nasty.
Yeah, nice.
Nasty. Wicked good right there. Wicked good. So we're really impressed with the babies that we've seen out of him. The weanlings and stuff that we've seen so far, and the yearlings. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we talk about natural talent, right? You can see how, as a trainer, there's not much to do here.
Right, it
Right?
just has a lot of natural talent.
Just not much to do here. Have I done a punt square, see a chance of black? No. Let's do horse color.
So pretty.
Oh,
Didn't
cute.
you guys have black horses? Another horse owner. Really? Wow.
Really know the owner of this one?
That's so awesome.
Well, tell them they
Super
have
nice
a
horse.
wicked good horse right here. So this is out of a legendary mare. It's out of HF22, who was a really good One Hot Crimson daughter. So, like I said, One Hot Crimson, I tell you what, those produce really nice horses.
They do.
So you look at the famous One Hot Crimson babies, like the One Hot Mouse, right? Those mares produce really good babies. So
Right.
I'm super excited. As I said before, I'm really impressed with One Hot Crimson. I think as a breeding sire, he's really talented. And then you cross it on a Making Me Will Wild.
Right. Super nice.
There it is. There you have it.
it.
There you have it.
She wants a question.
Okay.
Hello?
Awesome. Yeah, beautiful,
Good
right,
job,
girl?
yeah,
I know. Maria, just be in time. I was you outside the inside while lunging and showing you pattern moves. No one to struggle and cut in. Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
yep.
they're gonna struggle.
100%.
Yep.
That jog, I know, right? Hey, Candace. Yep. So remember, all the positions that we're putting him in are to teach them where to carry their legs. All right, and that's probably the biggest difference between. I know Kim. I know she's a big fan.
She is.
And she's had some beautiful ones.
Yeah.
Yep. So all of the maneuvers that we're doing, now I want to stress that we're teaching these horses how to carry themselves when they're left alone. All right, we're using the maneuvers to teach them that stuff, right? So if you start tying your horse head to the inside, they're going to fall in.
Right.
What you're going to do is keep that horse up on the outside with his head to the outside or the inside. Then when you put him down, he's going to come back here and be able to carry himself really easily on a line.
Yeah, they always struggle at first, so it's kind of a mess. That's what I don't like doing in the beginning.
So what you have to think about is if you're not a little uncomfortable, you're not learning, you're not growing.
Right.
All right? And that's going to be true for you guys as horses. It's going to be true for you as riders, right? It's going to be true of anything that you've ever taught yourself or tried to learn.
Right.
If you're not a little uncomfortable, you're going to struggle, right? If you're not a little uncomfortable, you're not learning, right? If you're not letting yourself, like, push yourself to the limit, you're not going to learn, right? You're not going to grow. So I challenge every one of our viewers, horses. That's why we don't get upset when they get mad, right? That's why when we're teaching them and we're training them, we're not going to let them dictate what we're doing. We're not going to give up on them, right? Which is what that is. If your horse starts getting naughty, you're giving up on him. Right? We don't want to give up on him. We want to make sure we're there coaching him through. And the key to it is really letting him struggle. Right? Letting him struggle and letting him get work through it. And then you'll create a horse that tries really hard, which ultimately is the goal here. Right? Because no amount of spurring or kicking on that horse is going to make him try hard. Right? He's got to do that in himself. All right? So I'm a firm believer, they'll always travel better and they'll always show better if they try hard than if you make them.
When you make them, they always just... There's not like that spark or fire to them. They kind of just lose it, you know? Like there's some horses that like when they jog and they lope off, it's like, wow, you can't take your eyes off them. I think it's because they naturally do it and they haven't been forced to do that. You know? Because you can tell the horses that have been forced. You can tell.
100%.
You kind of look at them and you're like, oh, you just kind of feel bad for them.
100%. Also helps when you have a really good one like this to start with.
Yeah, that helps.
Also helps when you have a good one like this to start with. So one of the things that we talked about, probably an overlooked thing, right, is the ability to pop up into a transition, right? I want that horse to spring right up, all right? So you can imagine if we're talking about doing transitions, we're talking about how if that horse would lift his body, he could swing his legs, right? He could send his legs out there. So you can tell that right from here, right from the very get-go, the beginning days with your horse. So we could come right here and we could go, you know what? Like we're here, we're trotting, boom, loping, up. That's an up transition already. See that? That shoulder, perfect, stop. This shoulder comes up into the air, right? That's what we're looking for. You see that flex in the pastern, right? See that toe point? That's what we're talking about right there. Look at how close these legs are together.
Yeah, they're really close.
Right? So this distance, we talk a lot about this. Look how close that is together already, right? So you come here, we go like this, and we say, okay, where's our horse at? Let's look at our V's. Here and here, we can draw a little. We can say, okay, here's that one. Here's that perfect V out there. Here's this line, this line right here, and this down here, right? So you can see where we would want this horse to be just a little bit stronger behind, but he's learning, right? Oops, I'll move this over. He's learning, right? He's learning how to carry himself. He's a young horse. So we could say, you know what? I would love it if he'd be a little bit stronger behind. There's more to get here, right? But man, you can't beat a front end like that.
No. But those making little wilds are really good up front.
Really good up front. Yep. And that's what I said. In the breeding sire, I want to be a little bit of a freak, right? I want to have a little bit of freakiness in there so that horse can fix my mares, right? So if I had a mare that wasn't very good up front, I don't think there's a better sire in the business.
Super, super nice up front.
Yep. I wanted a horse that was really good up front. So yeah, very cool, baby. Congratulations. Really excited to see.
Nice.
Really excited to see where this one goes.
Right? I know. Let's keep an eye on this one.
Yep. But you can see that lope off, like that horse just rocks up and back already from day one. You don't have to fix that.
No.
Right? You don't have to work on, and it's almost like everywhere you stop, this horse looks good, right? Yeah. It's hard to take a bad picture of it, right? So that's the cool part, right? getting a horse to rock up and back to you. So that way, when you go to train this horse under saddle, you're not going to deal with the scrambling, right? Where he's got to figure out how to put his legs together to get loping. A natural athlete is just going to know how to do it, right? Just from the very get-go. My lope is a mess right now. It's very early in the process. We're getting there. Absolutely, yeah. So what I encourage people to do all the time is push them up. Push a horse back up to true. And I got a good example of that tonight that we'll go over. A horse that was a little slow, a little shut down in the beginning. She has it pushed up now. It looks so much better. And we're going to train it from there, right? So training from that pushed up position. They can only go as slow as they can stay correct, right? We're a firm believer in that they can only go as slow as they stay correct.
Yeah. If you start losing that, like, get behind and go front, then they just can't go that slow.
You lose the rhythm, you lose the cadence. You can't ride that, right?
Do you want to start with the
hard to take a bad picture,
it is.
right? Doesn't matter where you pause this thing.
Yeah, it looks super nice.
So super nice horse. Congratulations to the owner. Congratulations to Anthony. I hope there's some horse shows we could go to.
Hopefully.
Just show this thing off, right? Because that would be very sad.
I'd be so sad if I had like a really cool yearling and like
couldn't show it off.
Couldn't show it or anything like that.
Yeah.
You could not even show it like a lunge line.
Yeah.
I'd be like virtual horse showing everything.
Yeah. And if you ever want to see super pretty babies, just go through his page because he's got some sweet ones.
Yeah, he does got some cute ones. Aw, there's some cute little babies.
This is an Appaloosa Batman.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never thought that.
Yeah. So if you're ever bored and you want to look at pretty yearlings, stop by Anthony's page. Does a great job. Incredible job. All right. So what now? What next? Let's talk about the hip run. Let's start there.
Yep.
All right. So we did the push and catch. All right. So if you missed it, go to live.
Look at one thing real quick. I should return.
Are you getting food?
Yes.
She's making a food run. I know it. I know her too well. Know her way too well. So let's go live. Here. Right here. This video. All right, let's mute this. And it was so windy. It's so unfortunate that it's so windy. Let's go to me on the ground first, talk about pushing and catching. And let's make sure you guys understand this, right? So if you have questions about pushing your hips around and getting this step through, right? Please ask them now, and we'll go over them. Because this is a career move, all right? So if you can't push your hip around and get that hip step up underneath of you, I don't think you can show it.
Yeah.
I don't think if you don't have control of that back end, you can show it, all right? So I think that this is a move that you're going to want to be very good at. You're going to want to deeply understand, all right, to have a good show horse. Because so many of us are going to struggle behind, okay? Honestly, if you do nothing else other than push and catch your horse's hips and back and turn it.
I know you want one.
And back and turn it, then you'll be doing just fine. You'll get a lot of progress and a lot of effort out of your horse.
Yeah.
All right? So having the push and catch, having the ability to control your back end, make sure steps forward, right? And then make sure that your shoulders stay up and back to you. So it's a push and catch, back your shoulders off, push your hip around. If you can do those two things, you're in good shape.
Right.
All right?
Okay. Yep.
And I think that this is probably the biggest example of that, of why your hip needs to travel forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I see too many people go to set their horse's hip to lope off, and they end up in the middle of the arena. Right? Or they're having to bring their hand out to the outside.
Over the outside the whole time.
The outside holding that horse up. So if you've ever had a horse that you come around the arena and they look really good about halfway, like really good coming around the corner, and then about halfway down the rail you have to make an adjustment, this is exactly why.
Yeah.
Because you're falling over, right? Because you just tip over, like you're just drifting around. Yep. So we want to get that drift out of there. So what that would look like if you were riding your horse, let's go here. We can kind of think.
Interesting music.
The music got weird. The music got weird.
Have you guys ever had an M&M ice cream sandwich?
Have you guys ever had the volume of food that Macy puts down?
Delicious. It's so yummy.
Macy devours food. Loves food.
I do love food.
All right, so we have our arena here. Okay. What we want is we want the ability to show our horse. And we'll zoom out, bring this over.
Make sure you can see it.
Yep. So we'll go here.
There you go.
Perfect.
There she be.
Move over just a little bit more. All right. So when you're showing your horse, you want the ability to come through, yum.
It is yummy.
Come through, show your horse down this rail, and now come through here. And I want to see this horse maintain a consistent line all the way through. All right? All the way through. So if this was, remember our horse steers to our stifle and our shoulder, right? Outside stifle to inside shoulder. That's how your horse is lined up, loping. That's how they steer. So you're taking the two ends that want to be out here falling down or they're out here spinning out, right? And bring them together. And now your horse lopes right here, right on that line. So we did the video with Dubs, loping straight at the camera.
Right at the camera.
Okay? So when you see your horse coming at you, you want to be able to see, I lost my swatches.
Your what?
My swatches.
What's that?
My color swatches. Chris, help.
Color?
Help, Chris. Where's my swatches?
Is he on? Help!
We only have one color tonight. Oh, no.
Maybe I'll go down to the color right there.
There we go. There we go.
There's
my swatches.
You're
Color picker.
welcome.
Thank you. So now, we have 3 lines, right? We have... Oh. Okay. That's a slow way to do it. Come around, outside hind here, loping through, right? And then here, inside, no. Go white.
Oh boy.
This is going to be slow. White, no. White. White. Inside front coming through here. All right? We want our horse to maintain the distance between his legs the whole way through. All right? So ideally that would be a straight line like this all the way through. Our red line would be slowly.
It's going to make you so mad.
It is. Red line would be a straight line all the way through. Right? And the yellow line would be straight all the way through. So 3 sets of tracks coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, outside stifle, inside shoulder, inside front, outside hind. There you go, just like that. 3 lines going at you, okay? You don't want lines doing this. Tipping in, curving out, because then you end up doing this the whole way down the rail, right? And this is a lot of handling in our horse, right? We don't want to handle our horse coming down the rail, okay? So what I challenge people to do, when you decide, okay, it's time to go to the rail, all right? It's time to set my horse down, see what I've got, practice. Have your reins down on their neck, all right? Just down on their neck, lock your elbows out, and ride that horse, okay? Because shift, alt, right click. Oh, color picker. Oh, wow, that's fancy.
That's cool.
Wow.
Huh.
Look at these Photoshop tricks. Wow. Okay. So yeah. So you want to have. Look at that. That's crazy. Thank you, Bonnie. So you want to have. See if I can learn that. You want to have the ability to set your hands down, lock your elbows out, right, and show that horse between your hands and feet.
Hands and feet.
All right. Try your very best not to do these moves at home.
Yeah.
All right. Because what you're feeling is that horse. Right click. You're feeling that horse head off this way. That's too dark.
That's way too dark. Yeah,
I can do this, I promise. You're feeling that horse head off this way.
Right.
All right? Then we bring our hands up, we make a quick jerky move, pick it back up and over.
This way.
Out and over, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to last for 2 strides.
Right.
All right? Before it falls over again right here.
Right.
All right? And you're going to pick it up and over. And you're going to pick it up and over here. And then you're going to go through and you're just going to fall over again right here. Right? And then we end up showing our horse like this the whole time. Right?
Just like that.
We have to keep fishing. Like we're fishing, right? We don't want to fish and set the line every time, right? So
they call it jigging.
Jigging, yeah, we're jigging. So we don't want to jig our hand. We don't want to jig our bridle as we go down the rail. So right here, these are the lanes. Right through here. Oops, I always do that. These are the lanes right here that you want to operate in. Okay? If our horse falls over, if it tips over and comes through here, fun colors tonight.
It is. It's bright.
Tropical. If this horse tips over and comes through here, we are going to say, okay, we're done on the rail. We're not ready for that.
No.
Right? We're not ready for that. So we're going to go back out here. We're going to set this horse up. We're going to wait for him to tip over and we're going to push him out.
Okay.
We're going to push him out. And we're going to push him out. Because I would just say, you know what? This horse does not stay between my hands and my feet. So we're going to keep pushing him out around this circle and keep trying to get to where we can set him down and have him stay straight.
Right.
All right? So what that might look like is you come through and you say, okay, my horse can't maintain these lines. Let's go a different color.
That's how pink.
Pink?
Yeah.
I don't know where pink is.
Right there. Oh. There, perfect.
There. All right, so you say my horse cannot maintain. Let's go a little bigger. Big. There we go. My horse can't maintain. Like I would do a circle here. Circle, 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 straight. See what I got?
Yep.
All right. And there I'm testing to see, do you stay between my hands and my feet? Or do I need to go back and start pushing my hip around, right? Hip in. Or do I need to push my shoulders out? Okay. That's kind of fuzzy. Give me some hardness. There we go. Right? So we're always testing that. Do I have the ability to go straight in the arena? Okay? Straight across. So for me, we talked about it before on stream, but straight lines are the reward for good circles. Okay? And I see a lot of people practicing a lot of straight lines.
Right, or a lot of loops.
Or big loops, or just kind of wandering around the arena, right? Always have a plan in mind where you're going. Gotta know where you're going, all right? So we're here, come through, circle, 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 straight, test. If my horse is doing this when I go straight, I'm not gonna do this to try to keep him straight.
Keep him straight.
All right?
The big thing is you just put your hands down, like right in front of you, and just ride. Then you
100%.
really be able to tell like which way your horse goes.
Yes. Don't fish.
No fishing.
No fishing. No jigging, no fishing.
Because I used to all the time be like, oh look, we're ready for a horse show. And then you actually, like the most terrifying thing is, like I love showing, but it's so scary. You put your chaps on, you gotta put your hand down, and you can't touch them.
Yeah.
It's so scary because at home I'm always picking.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, I'm ready. Like showing's easy.
Yes. Yep.
So that was a huge thing when we started like putting your hands down straight and then see what the horse did.
Getting that horse finished.
Yeah, getting that horse.
Right? And that's truly what it is finish.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people are like, well, I don't know how to finish one. Well, because we like to be really good babysitters, right? So that horse is starting to figure out like, oh, if I come down the rail like this, mom will just bail me out the whole way down.
Which I did.
Which you had to do, right? So a lot of us show like that. A lot of us have horses that we go and we're riding along and we have to just kind of like keep counterbalancing this horse. Every time he goes one way, we have to go the other. And this is what our rail looks like.
Right. Pretty.
Pretty, right? When it should be that horse coming through and saying, you know what? We are going to lope straight down the rail.
Right.
Right? So to get straight, we don't chase straight. Right? This is chasing straight.
Right.
You're counteracting that horse for everything he does wrong. All right? So it's a big point of mine that we don't chase straight and we don't ride negatively. Okay? This is what I call riding negatively. If I'm coming through and I'm chasing every mistake that horse makes.
Right.
Okay? I want you guys to ride proactively. All right? So rather than chase this horse for what he's not doing, I want you to, when you feel this, your horse do this down the rail, let's do some circles. Let's push this horse around so that when we set our hands down, he's tired of being pushed around. He goes straight.
Straight.
He says, you know what? I'm just going to go straight.
Right.
All right? I'm going to stay right here.
Yep.
Because you're not giving me a command anymore.
Right.
All right? So it's the same thing as I had somebody send me a video and horse's head was tossing around. Right? She was just standing there and it was tossing its head. And she said, how do I get her to stop tossing her head? All right? Because you could sit there and pick at her face
all day.
The whole time. Right? She tosses her head up, you chop it down. She tosses her head up, you chop it down. Right? She tosses it up, you chop it down. She tosses it up, you chop it down. She tosses it up, you chop it down. All right? What I'll tell you guys is, let's take a hold of her neck, make it do something, so that when you release it, it goes back out.
Right.
So she's thankful that you leave her alone. Right? And she's like, whew, this is way easier.
Right.
Right? So we want to take our horse out of position. Right? Take that head neck out of position, make them work in a position, then set them down and have them go, whew, this is way easier. So they stay straight. All right? And then I think there's a big difference when you start riding like that because you ride positively. All right? So instead of riding negatively and punishing that horse for what it's doing.
Like over and over and over again.
Instead of punishing it for what it's doing wrong, you're rewarding it for what it's doing right.
Right.
And when you flip it like that, you find your horse can be so much more manageable and so much more willing for you.
Yeah.
All right?
For sure.
Because you can't ride behind your horse. All right?
Your straight line is your reward for the maneuvers, correct?
Oh, see? Mark Schaefer. See, we're all on the same page.
Oh my gosh. Don't you say that word for word?
I say a straight line is a reward for good circles.
Okay, I was like, that sounds.
But
really
that's a good
familiar.
one, Mark Schaefer. Actually, I've never seen a Mark Schaefer clinic,
Mm-mm.
but I've heard a lot of people tell me we're very similar.
I don't know.
A lot of people tell me we're really similar. And he's the guy that's over in like, he goes all over the world. He's all over. I don't think he was on the show Pony Radio. They interviewed him.
Oh, really?
And he's in Italy. And
Italy?
Italy, yeah.
Doing what?
He's right in the heart of it. That's where he lives.
Oh.
Yeah. And he does clinics. He's gone like every day, all over the world.
Horse clinics?
Yeah.
Does he show equitation?
Doesn't show anymore. He was, correct me if I'm wrong, he was a big app guy, right? Think so.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. But I've heard we're very similar. I thought process very similar.
That's
I actually like
awesome.
his better. Because it's not just the circle, right? It's the maneuver.
But
So, yeah. I like that better. It's very true.
that's awesome.
Good point. Was quarantines lifted? Need a clinic in Tennessee? I
Oh,
agree.
Tennessee! That'd
I
be so
agree.
much fun.
I was supposed to go to Mark Schaefer Clinic in May, but got canceled. Oh, I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know. He does a lot. We can go.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, let me pull up Mark Schaefer. What is it called? Mark Schaefer. Can I just Mark Schaefer? Does he come up? No. Mark Schaefer Show Horses?
Is that him?
Mark's fantastic. Let me finally kiss the girls. Cool. Awesome. So we have a tour schedule. Looking forward to. Look at this.
Ooh,
Look at this dude.
Florida.
And he was all over.
Wow.
That's just 2020. He's all Cozumel, Iowa, Czech Republic, Austria, Italy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He's an
He's an app
app
guy, does awesome things. Yeah, perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got over 100 App World titles. Yeah, he's very talented. But like I said, I've never been to one of his clinics.
100 app people.
Yeah,
Wow.
never been to one of his clinics, but I hear he's really incredible. I mean, listen to him talk; he's really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's he look? Which one is he?
this is him, I think, right? No. Yes. Maybe. No.
The second.
I seconded the clinic in Tennessee. There you go. See, we'll
They're
fill it up.
awesome.
Fill it up. Let's go. As soon as it opens up. I don't know which one he is, to be honest. This one?
I don't know. I've never seen him before.
I couldn't tell you. Somebody help. Middle?
Middle.
This guy? Did I point him out right? Or is this...
Looks like him. He's in the middle.
Back to the
Go
picture.
back. Go back.
This guy.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah. This one. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep. Perfect. No up. Yeah. Okay. This guy. So yeah, from what I've heard, what I've listened to him talk, from Show Pony Radio, he's we see things eye to eye.
That's awesome.
Yep. Did a video series of Mechanics in Motion. I may need to go on. So Bonnie has been organizing clinics for us in Canada. I think it works really well when we have between 6 and 10.
Yeah.
Because usually the way we set up our clinics is we do short groups or small groups. We do shorter rides. Like some people do clinics and it's like 20 people out there riding, kind of willy-nilly. Kind of just like all over the
Because
place.
Jeremy's been like, if he could have it his way, it'd be one-on-one lessons for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like one person, you get them for 3 hours. Next, like that would be your dream.
Yeah. Yep. So
But we usually do small groups.
usually small groups. I think it works really well. So usually what we do, or we love to do, my ideal clinic setup
Okay, let's hear it.
would be show up on a Friday afternoon, get to know everyone.
Yeah.
Do
I like
individual
those.
lessons, do one-on-one lessons for the first from say noon to 8,
Yeah.
and get to know everybody and everybody's horses, and then go back through and break off into groups for the next day. And
You usually can tell like the beginners, like kind of middle, and then like the people who are pretty advanced.
Yep. So that way we can do here's a greener group, here's a group that needs to work on horsemanship, and here's a group that needs to do more advanced stuff.
Yep.
So, Aaron, awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome to the team.
Oh, yay!
That's awesome.
That's so awesome.
9's been my target number. 3 groups of 3, 90 minutes per 2 sessions rides a day. Yeah. Yep. That setup has worked really well for us. And there's 2 rides a day. And it's funny because I hear mixed reviews on it, right? Some people are like, oh, we rode more in other clinics, right? We ride a lot more. But I just feel like when there's a bunch of people riding all the time, the horses get cranky, the people get exhausted.
Well, it's
right?
just a lot of information.
Yeah, it's a ton of information. So, and it's one of those things where I try to make sure that everybody comes out of it with something. So you're going to get, maybe I'll hit 150 during this live. That would be it right there.
Can you imagine? That'd be so cool.
Could honeymoon in Australia and do clinics while you're
Oh
here.
my gosh,
See?
that'd be amazing.
That would be incredible. What are winters like in Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a horse left at day 3, 4, or 5. Exactly. Exactly. Am I gonna do any here in Michigan? I've done a couple in Michigan. Not many.
Not many.
Not many. We did Bucks Run. That was a farm.
Yep,
did them. We did a one down in Battle Creek.
Yep.
Couple down Battle Creek. Yep, couple down in Battle Creek.
Yep.
But yeah, not many, which is odd. Right?
Yeah, it is odd. Do a schedule for your clinics. We don't really have any.
We don't have a schedule right now. We have lots of people wanting to know,
Yeah.
but until this deal kind of opens up, we won't be able to go anywhere.
Yeah, we don't
unfortunate.
really have a schedule right now because
Yep.
we can't get anywhere.
Can't get anywhere. Yes.
I don't really want to be quarantined for 14 days.
Yes. And I'm a slight bit nervous to stay in hotels yet.
Yeah, I'm
I'm a little spooked to stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good though, because when we get to ride our horse like these couch laps, get to watch others obviously our horse. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And that's the one thing I will promise you. You will ride your horse first.
Yeah.
But at my clinics, I will get on every single person's horse.
You do get on every single person.
The way that I see it is, if you guys knew how to do it, you wouldn't need my help. Right? So if you knew what it felt like or you knew what was going on, then you wouldn't need my help. Right? So I want to get on everybody's horse, and I want to make sure that that everybody's horse comes away with something. Right? That we try to identify the biggest hole or the biggest people that the biggest hole that people have, right? Either the horse or the rider, and try to make everybody a slight bit better, at least. Right? I want everybody to come away with something. We're all at the theory clinic right now. Yeah. Yep.
Do you ever do any in New York? I've never been to New York.
I've never been to New York.
We were actually going to go to New York.
We were.
Because
for Christmas.
For Christmas. Yeah, and then we were going to New York like a little bit ago because it was so empty, right?
Yeah.
Everything was so empty.
I was like, it would be incredible to go to Times Square. Let me pull it up. Go to YouTube.
It's crazy though. Can I ask first?
Probably be never another time in our lives that we see after this ad that we see Times Square like this, right?
Like it's always super, super busy.
Where'd it go? No, not this. This is what it looks like normally, right?
Yeah, that's what usually it looks
This is what we always see.
Okay, how about type in coronavirus?
Right here. Probably never be another time that we see it like this.
No.
Right, this is Times Square, flag at half-mast. That's what New York looks like right now. So we actually thought, like, what if we wore our masks and we wore our gloves and we just, like, go downtown just to see?
Because it'll never be like that again.
Never. Look, we got masks, interview, mask.
But I was too scared.
5 people on the street, every one of them in a mask.
That's crazy.
Yep. So we were like, that would be crazy to go to New York.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's wild, right?
It will never, ever be like this again.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't know,
so busy.
You can pull up Times Square live. There's a live cam. So mask. Everybody. So we were going to go to New York for Christmas. We wanted to go to Times Square for Christmas, go to Central Park. But then we didn't because I've never been there. But
no, me either.
Look at all these New York people. Holy cow. Tons of New Yorkers.
It'd be so much fun.
That's awesome.
I would love that.
Yep. New York's close enough, too, we can drive, which saves a ton of money.
Yeah.
Ton of money.
I'm not a big fan of flying.
Maisie hates to fly anyway. Come get our California tan on. That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh. I'm so white.
We got to do Oregon and Idaho, and it was amazing.
That was amazing.
Amazing. I love it out west. It's hard pressed to keep me in Michigan.
I've never been to California either.
No, me either.
Why are you staying in Michigan?
For you.
I know.
About 7 hours from New York City. Are you upstate or downstate? Is that how you say it?
Upstate.
She's got to be upstate then. Yeah, or west state. Are you west state?
People always say I live in upstate New York.
Yep. We had 238 mask and healthcare workers covered at 95. That's awesome.
Wow.
Start showing new show outfits. Yeah. Someday they'll open back up. Someday.
Maybe.
That's cool though to cover the N95s because they got to reuse the same mask out there.
Yeah.
Gonna ride. Watch this later. Perfect. Good luck, Tracy. Let me know how it goes.
Yes, that's how it goes. Come to Colorado.
Yeah. I have not done a clinic in Colorado, but I loved Denver.
Yeah, it was really fun. Okay, we went there 2 years. It was 2 years ago now. Has it been 2 years? Yeah, it has been 2 years. And we went to downtown. What was that street called?
Oh shoot! What's the main drag through Denver called?
And we went there like super late at night, and it was like I'm a chicken, a super chicken. I've never seen Jeremy be scared before. I was like,
was it like 8th Avenue or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yep.
But it was kind of sketchy at nighttime.
Yeah.
It was really sketchy.
Like from small town West Michigan.
I was like, should I be scared? He's like, no, it's okay. And then we kept walking, and then we went down like by these alleys and stuff, and he's like, we need to go. I'm like, oh, if you're scared, I'm scared. And we ran back to our car. That was scary.
Yeah.
But it was really, really cool.
Western, there's 4 hours from Columbus. Okay. So that's pretty close for us.
Yeah, it's close.
Really close for us. Practice the hip dance and check I learned from last night. It makes so much sense. Perfect. Done a million times walk around the house.
Yay!
You guys will all be spinning circles around your house.
We should like a TikTok for it.
Yeah. We'll set it to music. Wrong part of town. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little scary. Otherwise, like we went up by like the theater. What was that? The Rocks.
Oh, we were at the amphitheater.
Yeah.
At Red Rocks.
And I went all the way down those stairs. And remember, I couldn't get back up.
So it looks a lot closer than it is.
It did. I ran all the way down. And I started singing and
It's
dancing
a lot
at the bottom.
of stairs. Yeah, it's a lot of stairs.
It was a lot of stairs.
Nothing scarier than train tracks at Congress. That is true.
Oh, that is
That
true.
is true.
You know, Congress is a little scary.
Columbus is very scary.
We had it one year.
We learned our lesson not to
so
Airbnb.
we were. Oh my gosh! Remember
Columbus.
that when the guy came in with the mask on?
We got put in a bad part of town for an Airbnb, trying to cheap our way through the Congress.
It was so scary.
Yeah.
And then we lost our money. Oh, so anyways, we were at the Congress, and it was like 11:30 midnight, right? And we were going back to check on the horses, and we were gonna head back to our Airbnb. And we walk in, and like there was a helicopter light, right?
Yeah. So there was a helicopter circling the grounds because
Like
there was
circling.
a guy stealing stuff on the grounds.
Yeah, somebody's stealing grounds.
Yeah.
And so we were like, that's kind of weird.
This is 2 years ago.
This is 2 years ago. So we like gassed it to like our barn, and we walk in, and we also like hear this like scrambling, and these dogs started like running, and this guy comes in, he has a mask on, and he like looked at us, and I was like, and Jimmy like grabbed something.
He freezes.
And he took off. He took off running, and we don't know where he went. And then that night we found out someone was trying to break into the campers.
Yep, break into the trailers. And
like,
he was
holy cow!
They had like
It's
the helicopter spotlight, the floodlight.
They
They
were
were low flying.
For him.
It's always a helicopter circling. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they have it there because, like, leaving the Congress, it's terrifying. I'm always like, Mom, don't go too far because it's scary.
Yep. You got the campus on one side, and then it's downtown. It's scary.
Yeah, and like all by those train tracks, like it's just kind of scary.
Yep, especially for a sheltered Western Michiganer like us.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff there, you know, like there's so much money there and such nice horses, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
All right, you want to start some videos before we just talk all night?
We can just chat all night long, right?
Yeah, because I could talk about the Airbnb.
Oh, I know.
That is so scary too.
There's a helicopter chase in the Rains Highway yesterday. Yeah, you guys got bad in Canada.
Yeah.
Prayers to everybody in Canada. That's awful.
That's really sad.
That's awful. Yeah, that's a bad deal.
Mm-hmm. That's really sad.
One year, Congress got a kid going with the stalls at one night scooping halter bags. Navy got chased down cop. Really? Wow.
Really?
Huh. See?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's so crazy.
There's a lot of theft there.
There's a lot of stuff there.
I remember going to the Redbud, and they stole, I forget who it was now, pretty well-known person. They stole her, like, dog out of her car.
Why?
Like, they stole her purse and her dog. It was wild. If anybody knows.
Did they ever get it back?
No, I don't think so. Like,
stole her dog?
Yeah.
I would never sleep at nighttime until I found it.
Fairly certain they never came back. But the Redbud had a ton of problems for a while there. A lot of crime in Oklahoma City.
That's really sad.
Yep.
But
So,
I just don't know, like, you can't move the Congress because, like, that is the Congress, you know?
Yeah.
You can never
No, it's way
move
too big.
that.
Way too big.
And, like, I can't imagine showing you anywhere else. Like, that's just the Congress.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
changed a lot. Like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I think when I showed there, like when I was a kid, it was packed. And maybe it's because there's more arenas. But it was packed. And now there's just, like, I feel like there's just more places to ride, or it's not as busy. One of the two. Because I can remember, like, being in a sea of horses. Like, it was shoulder to shoulder in, like, the Scottsdale arena.
Yeah.
Back then, the Denny Hales.
I say usually there's not too many people.
No, there's lots of room to ride now. I mean, you're still going to crash into people, but back then it was like just a sea of horses going around.
But I feel like back then the horse world was like amazing.
It was huge.
Like even,
those were the glory days back in like 2007, 2009.
What was the show called that was so huge? The Riker.
The Riker, yep.
I wish I could experience. Had you any of you guys go to the Riker?
Facebook Live, you guys do is give me my horse fix while quarantine's going.
Yay!
Riley! Wow.
Oh my goodness!
That was a blast in the past.
Yeah, I was like, wait, who is that?
Yeah. Wow, how you doing, Riley? Kind of
so
smaller
awesome.
for sure. Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
Losing my son was so like, oh my gosh, I would never be able to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. I don't know how people. It would be awful.
Yeah. And it's weird because like the numbers haven't gotten a lot smaller. Maybe they have. They haven't gotten a ton smaller. The pleasure's certainly gotten a lot smaller. But like, I think when I showed the pleasure, there was like 121 or something in my youth class. But the showmanship's gotten huge.
Yeah,
Showmanship, trail, Western riding. Yep, those have all gotten really big.
Those get really big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine's not there, so they're back. Great, I'm in nursing school. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, you're in nursing school now?
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
What, that must be the standard track for horse people. They just go horses and then nurses.
Nursing. I do the same thing.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Knew Riley when she was like.
I knew Riley from Tiffany.
Yeah. Yep.
Aw.
She was
so
feisty.
awesome.
She was real feisty. Well, even when she was this big, she was real feisty.
Yep.
Yep.
That's so awesome.
That's awesome. So let's look at some video while we wait, or we'll just talk all night.
I know, I gotta stop.
We're gonna make this a little educational, right?
Little
Second.
bit. I'm a social worker. Wow.
Huh. Jeez. Yeah, we have lots of people, lots of healthcare people.
Yeah, that's really cool though.
Yep.
I think I want to pull up on your Premiere Pro that you were
I do. I have a couple. Good call. Good call.
Yeah,
All right. So we have a couple videos. Let's rotate. Add degrees. Let's scale. 180.
Scale, rotate.
Enhance. All right. So we have horse backing up. Really like the way this horse backs up. Really gets on his butt. We got a turn. We got this horse staying down on our hands, crossing his legs over nice. Good pet there. One correction. Make sure when you're done with the maneuver, you relax.
Yep.
All right? Because that's a good way to test. Does this horse leave right here? So did I actually get his weight back, right? Because he looks like he's pivoting around that right foot really well. Right? Pivoting around really well, but then he steps out right there. So he's already committed to, I'm taking my weight off that leg. Right? He's already said, like, we're going to get around here.
Make sure you can.
Right? We're going to get around here, and then we're going to just, like, slide out of that. Oops, I got the chat right there. Let me move the chat. Move
Just
you guys.
Do you have a favorite work pad? My favorite work pad would be Harris.
They don't make them anymore.
But they don't make them anymore, so I don't know what we're gonna do.
I don't know.
I've been thinking about, because ours are pretty gross now. I was thinking about taking a power washer to them.
Do you guys have any luck washing pads? I've never had luck washing pads, ever. I feel like they never dry, and they're still gross, and it just doesn't work. So I always buy, like, I would buy 4 pads at Congress every year, and just give my old ones away, like the 4-H kids or whatever, and then just keep buying new ones every year. I figure I'd get a year's worth out of my pads, and then.
But now you can't.
But now I can't. I've seen somebody floating around that they said that you can get one similar to Harris's ones, but not the exact same.
Not the exact same.
Pressure wash on the Harris pads. Does it work though? Does it dry and get nasty? No, but new. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't know what other company we're gonna go through.
No. Bonnie's discovered a system. Of course we have Bonnie.
Discovered system.
Use a metal curry to get the hair off.
Oh, that's good.
Back on track pad liner. Other side of my pad's still white. Oh wow. Okay. I didn't have luck with the back on track pad liner things.
No,
they get like
ours,
crunched up.
Ours kept slipping.
Yep.
Like you would put it down and then it would slip to the side.
I use a 5-star pad.
So
Cleaner works for me just fine.
Could you just sew it and then cut it off?
No.
And like replace it?
Yeah, I still get like folded up.
You think so?
Pressure wash at the ambulance base. There you go.
Oh, perfect.
Teresa Woolery's husband's making them. They're just like Harris. Teresa Woolery. Can you... Let's find her.
Sure.
Teresa Woolery.
Wash them in the microwave tub.
Teresa
Wash with the
Woolery
power
or
washer,
Woolley?
Then hang them with fan over that. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a power washer.
You got all these people with power washers. Got to put some detergent like Pure Cell on them. Oh, let it soak. Okay. Good call.
That's a good idea.
Grooming stone, black barbecue grill stone to get the hair off. Yeah. Teresa Woolley or Woolery? I found her, and she's a horse trainer. And then there's Woolery, and I don't think she's into horses.
No.
It's got to be this one. Woolly.
She sells stuff?
She's her husband's making them. Is this the right person? She's got curly red hair? Yeah?
Yep.
Maybe? Think? Yeah,
I think
curly?
so.
Okay. Well, let's make a friend, guys.
I thought you said you can't add any more friends.
I think somebody deleted me. I think a lot of people deleted me. Look, 4998.
Why would people delete you?
4998.
Pressure wash.
Room for 2 friends.
Detergent, no.
Teresa's gonna be one of them.
Who's
She's
gonna
making
be the other one?
Teresa's gonna be my new friend. Hopefully, she doesn't deny me my friendship. All right. So yeah, look at all these people cleaning theirs.
Yeah, as I told you, you can
Pressure washer drives detergent into the wool core. That's why I take forever to dry. It smells like a wet dog. Ah, okay, that would help.
Makes sense.
That would help. Cool. There you go. You can pressure wash them. I'm just lazy, and I buy new
It
ones.
looks like I'm left.
And I
with-
give the old ones away. I feel like I'm doing my civic duty.
Yes. Yeah, Rose.
Road after your hip control lesson, my mirror's forward, also going to the left and not going to the right. Starts off okay, then gives me too much hip and falls on the right shoulder. Should I come back to the jog, use my inside leg, push the shoulder to the outside? Yep, 100%. Yep, if she's going to fall down, then you want to get that shoulder back over, and then make sure that you're not getting that horse running away from your outside leg, right? Because if you're getting your hip over too far, then it's not going to work.
Right.
Send me your address, send me a slightly used Harris pad. That'd be awesome, Raquel. We have a couple, right? We have 3 new ones
You have 3 new ones.
that we haven't broke out yet, but we're going to have to.
Tell us
Hyperalgia,
that you-
fat
Okay,
shampoo.
yeah. Thank
Yep.
you.
Please do. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We'll order them.
Alright, want to get back to the video?
We can support her on the stream. Yeah.
Back to the video.
We're still learning. We're discussing pads, right? So yeah, Francis, if you are getting too much hip, then make sure that you get that horse moving with your leg. All right, and then make sure you can move forward with that horse on your leg.
Right.
All right, that was a big part of our video the other day. That horse moves forward.
Yeah, the
Show
background
you.
track liner slipped under our saddle for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
fairly certain that's what happened. It like bunches up,
Yeah, it got bunched up.
or it slides to one side. I see a lot of people use them, and I've not seen one that'll stay
I think
put.
it's because I don't put my saddle on really good.
Yeah, maybe we're too loose with our saddles.
Yeah,
That certainly could be.
I think so.
Certainly could be. So this part of your ride where you push that hip and walk forward is really important, okay? So once I have this hip where I want it, let me find a spot where I'm pushing her. Right here, all right? So pushing this hip around and then catching it is gonna be really important right here. Push around and don't do this, right? Don't take your leg away because that hip's gonna go away from you. It's gonna spin back to the inside. So what you're looking for is push all the way around, catch, eventually, catch. And now in that position, my right leg is on, right? The leg you can't see is on, connected to that horse. And what I want this horse to do from here is step ahead onto my line, right? Whoops, wrong one. Face it here. Step ahead onto the line, right? So if I'm here,
Oh, have a good night, Barb. Thank you for being here.
thanks, Barb. So here, I want her to step forward with all of her legs, all right? So if I'm pointed there, my next step should be here, all right? And I see a lot of people whose next steps are not going to be there. They're going to be here.
Here.
This is wrong, okay? This will get you in trouble, all right? So if your next steps are not, look where this horse's outside stifle is, look where that horse's inside shoulder is, look where her ears are, she should be up here, all right? There's the catch part. So not only push your hip around, but catch and walk forward.
Jennifer said, ooh, I forgot the catch part.
Yeah, don't forget the
I
catch
call
part.
it a push and catch.
It's a push and catch. Yep, don't forget that part because that's a really important part. All right? So let's hope, let's pray that I back my words up with my actions and I walk straight forward. I should end up somewhere right here.
Oh boy. How do you feel? Do you want to hit play?
I'm nervous. If I make the corner and I walk up over here, you guys can feel free to reach through and pop me on the head.
I will do for
You
you.
can slap me. Straight forward. Oh, I'm pointing. I'm pointing straight. Oh, I'm not going to do it. All right. I'm off the hook. Phew. That was close.
I think you're going to do it.
No, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. I relax.
No,
Doesn't
you came
count.
this
No,
way.
it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Definitely came
Nope.
this way. I'll bobble.
We'll do it again. So we're gonna push right here. Push this hip around. We're gonna catch. Now everything straight to me at the camera here. Perfect, just like that.
Okay,
Right?
mister.
So I still get it. Still get the gold star.
Okay.
So this is the push part. This is the horse up on my right spur. Here's the catch right here. Now I'm bringing everything in line. Okay? So this is what we're talking about. Everything from here has to go straight forward. This is how you're going to get the lope off down the rail.
Yeah, so outside rein stays up on their neck.
Bingo.
Yep.
Bingo. So this is how you're going to get the lope off down the rail to be where you want it to be. This has got to be black. This is terrible.
How many rides under their belt do you start this with a breaker?
Good question. It varies.
Remember we talked about this and we were like, oh, we should from the beginning, or we should wait a little bit.
Yep. So right here, all of these legs need to fly straight from here.
Yeah.
Right? There's my outside shoulder. There's my outside shoulder. There's my stifle. There's everything coming straight through. This is where my horse needs to lope straight ahead with everything. Right? There's the 3 lanes. Okay? See this slight bend in my neck, head over the inside. Head neck is in the middle of my chest. So here's my horse's chest. Grab a different color. Here's my horse's chest. All right?
Yeah.
My head neck is sitting in the middle and straight between those.
Right.
All right? So you want that neck to be between their shoulders like this. All right? If you're getting too much rein on one side or the other, let's get rid of some of these lines. If you're getting too much pull on this side, you're going to twist that head like this. All right? So what that looks like, too much pull over here does this to our horse's head and neck. So if you come out of that and your horse looks like this, you are doing it wrong.
What does inside do? The inside rein?
Inside rein, yep, stays open like this. So I'm just going to open it up, and I want to make sure I'm dropping that horse, right? So if you go to the very beginning of this video, you see how I put that button on my horse where I'm coming along. I can drop my horse's neck down. You'll see me do it a lot while I'm standing there talking to you guys, right? I'm always kind of like, I'm going to drop this in. I'm going to hold one rein, tap the other. What are we doing here? We're just standing.
Oh, I was pushing the mic.
Oh, yeah. Yep, okay. So I have a button on this horse where...
Can you see that in the street?
Should be able to. Where I can take a hold and drop her neck down like that. So my outside rein comes in, my inside bumps out. I'll go back so you can see that right there. That little move right there, if you pay attention, I do this move a lot, right? I want my horse to be very soft right there. So see where holding that outside, I just kind of tap my inside out, and my horse will drop down square in line, all right? My horse is not going to twist and do this. So we want to make sure that you guys can do that with your horses. And you'll see me do that. I'll do it again right here. Right there, right? And see how if I have that horse down, my hand can come up and I can bump up. So you'll see me, I can bump like this. See that? It doesn't matter where my left hand is here, I can bump that horse's head down.
Yep.
Because I have contact. See, I can hold that right side, give her something to lean on. So here you see me just kind of saw back and forth, and I'm going to hold the right, and I tap the left.
Right.
And drop that horse's neck in. Right?
It takes a little while to get the hip around move.
Yep.
Like, for you.
Right there.
Like on the ground, like that's what we did a lot, is we did
Yep.
a lot of those maneuvers on the ground, because it's really confusing. Because he was trying to teach me one day,
Yep.
and I was like,
Yep.
what are you even talking about?
Yep, it's very confusing in the beginning, but once you have it, it'll make a lot of sense to you.
It's super, super simple.
Yep. But you can see how, like I go to my hands the same way every time. So me draw up, hold the outside, bump the inside.
Do you ever not do that? I had some clinicians say stop, they leave her alone. I'm just curious.
I would avoid doing this if I was in the middle of my training session.
Like maybe
Right.
just like shuffling?
Yeah, just like bumping her down like that. With her though, like on a broke horse, I'm not going to do it. But with her, I want to make sure she understands it, right? Because there's still lots of times that she feels the bit pressure and she doesn't come down like this when I'm loping.
Right.
So like this feels really soft when I'm standing here, but I know like look how she shoots right back up, okay? And like we were talking about with her, this is where she's comfortable, right there, right? So you can see this kind of bowl right here, this little bulge. So this is where this horse is comfortable with her neck. So it's going to take me a lot to get her to stay down on her own. So I would say probably going to be not something I would do in the middle of my ride is just pick at this head and neck. But in the beginning here, there's lots to learn. So I'm going to keep handling that head and neck and keep working her, right? All right, Amy, have a good day.
Have a good day, Amy. Thank you.
So do I ever, if my horse is not soft as neck, like to do anything different? Yeah, so that's going to be lots of rolling that neck around, getting control of your withers, all right? Get control of this piece right here, You got to have them broke loose and supple right here.
Oh, you do like that side passing maneuver that we did? Like take your head to the side and side pass them over?
I've always been taught in your corners, you're basically turning with the outside rein so you don't lose your hip in the corners. Thoughts on this? It's exactly what we're talking about.
That's exactly what we're talking
Exactly what we're talking
about.
about.
We usually see the opposite. We usually see people pull their inside rein.
Yep. So what I want people to think about when you turn is let's stand up the outside leg, right? Stand up the outside so that they can flow through on the inside.
Right, and then open your inside hand.
Yep. I don't want to shut down the inside at all. I want that horse to be able to make that corner with her hip on the inside. So see where this horse like left me right there? That's what we're talking about, all right? So right here, oops, too far. I'm coming through. We can watch it in half speed. This is nice because I can go back over my video. So we're here, loping around. So I put some pressure on right there. And that because that head and neck, that shoulder is bulging forward, right, we get this. So if my horse were to, in this position, come around, oops, decent. There we go. If she were to come around and lift her belly here, all right? So we're talking about the stride right before this. If she would keep her back, oops, draw in the background. I really want that background to be black. If she were to pick up her back right here, then this would stay down like it was, all right? So in this position, what you'll find is that I'm actually driving this horse forward and up, all right? So anytime that I lose this here, see this big bow right here? That's what we're talking about, right? That bulge out, right? Anytime that I get this, I've got to go here, all right? So you see me, I'm going to split my hands wide, all right? Draw my hands wide and go to their belly and get them to round up, all right? So anytime I go to make a tight turn like this, feet come in, all right? Both spurs come in, trying to get that horse to do this, all right? So it's literally trying to create this. Let me do better. Let me do better. Let me move this one. Oh, I messed it up. Let's go here. Trying to create something that looks a little more like, maybe we can just take this half. No, just her neck. Right there. Round under. Right there. All right? By lifting your middle.
Lift your middle.
All right? So they got to lift up in the middle. So what she does right there is she hollows out around the tight turn. All right? So that's what you see right here. Hollows out around the tight turn. And I'm just seeing me just tap my inside ring.
Yep.
I'm doing just bump, 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 bump. And she's pretty heavy on the inside, so I have more softness to get right here.
Okay.
All right? She's got to lift her belly, right? So coming through, and then she starts to fall. See how steady this hand is? This hand just locks up, super steady. Dropping my right hand, going to my belly. You can see my spurs engaged. Yep. So right here, very, very good. There, and then she starts there. See her break in half right there? Then she rounds up over where she's supposed to. And the idea is when she rounds up, then she finds looseness. See her get slack in the reins?
Yep.
Now I'm going to make a tight corner again, probably. If I know me. There you go. Right there. See that neck stay down this time. And see, like you can see, especially as I go in slow motion, you can see how my outside hand is really quiet.
Yep.
Look at my inside, just tap, 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 tap. Outside hand super solid. Don't see any motion out of that at all. That hand's super quiet. So I want that horse to shape and build around that. You see my hip on the inside. That's what we're looking for. All right. So outside rein and hips go for ranch horses as well. Absolutely, I think so. Right. It's called a canter because it has cant to it. It's canted. All right. It's a canter. So I think that this is not pleasure horse. This is making a good balanced circle. All right. So I don't think that you can make a good balanced circle if you don't have that hip on the inside.
I agree.
Yep. So you're going to have that outside rein. And I want my horse to steer off the outside rein anyway, because that, if I was one-handed, and I was showing one hand and I want to turn, I'm going to pick that outside shoulder up and move it over. Right? That way I'm not falling over through it. Right? So that's what I'd rather see. So right there, you can see that hand is super quiet coming across here. Outside hand, I'm going to make the corner. I'm going to pull that elbow back to me.
Yep.
Right? So what I'm doing is anytime I make a turn, I'm coming through, Photoshop, right here. And basically what I'm doing is because I have control out of my outside shoulder, so that when I pick this rein up right here and I go this way with it, right, bring my elbow this way, we want to talk to this shoulder and leg, right? So that whenever I pull, I'm going to go this way with it, all right? So remember, that's the wall. So the wall in my horse is not going to be right here in her face. It's going to be right here in her shoulder,
The shoulder, yeah.
So when I pull and I go this way, that shoulder better come up and fly under.
Right.
All right? So if I were to really crank on this horse, let's say I lean back, so my back was like this, so my elbow moves from this area to this area, right? That's going to put a lot of pressure on this shoulder right here.
Right.
So then everything should come that way with me. All right? That's what we're trying to do with our horses. Try to make everything come when I pull this arm back. So this elbow, this line right here moves from here to here.
Right.
Then everything should follow it up and around. All right? So it's literally taking my horse and coming through here and saying, let's grab all of this and let's pick it up and back.
Yeah, we use both spurs for lift and lope.
Yep. Because if you just use one spur, they're going to roll their belly and evade you.
Yep.
All right, and it's only a matter of time before they're going to get wise to that, I think.
Yeah.
Right? If you use one spur, then they're going to fall over the inside. Right? They're going to learn to escape that way, and you're going to run into a lot of problems, I think.
I think the big thing, like how we teach our horses how to lift their backs, is at a walk.
Yep.
We usually like take a hold, like we have contact on their mouth.
Yep.
And then we go to both our feet. And we stay in until we feel a little like them come up underneath of us, and then we get out. And then when you're loping, when you just kind of close your calves, since they already know that button, they kind of like automatically come up.
Absolutely.
Because you can't really teach like them to like pick it back up at the lope. It's hard.
It's hard.
You can.
To do it at a lope and not have worked at all at a walk or trot is almost impossible, I think.
Yeah, I mean you can like one for Marley, we did like we had her pushed up, like she's kind of galloping, and we go around the middle, and then we squeeze both feet and come up out of the saddle and like have her like her back come up to us.
Yep.
But that was hard.
It can get a little country.
Yeah.
It can get a little bit
like,
country.
When you're galloping like that, and you go both your feet, and then like she comes up, like it's kind of intense.
Yeah, they can get a little country. So I would encourage people to do it more at a walk and a trot than anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we usually start at a walk.
Yep. But yeah, so both spurs, if like I'm loping here, so obviously this spur is going to be on more than the other one, right? So I'm always going to have more contact through this leg than on the other side. But so the same way I'm using my hands, right? I'm holding one, tapping the other. That's what I'm doing with this horse when I lope circles, right? I'm going to hold the outside leg on, and I'm going to be tapping the other leg, right? Kind of working that horse's belly up. And we talked before about that. So what I want their belly to do is be in between, black here, in between these two lines, right? So I want my horse to be leaning more towards the outside. So I want my horse to be leaning over here. That's a horse that leans on this outside rein and outside leg, right? So that's lots of side pass moves, getting that horse to where it leans on the outside. Do not want my horse leaning over here, right? If I had to err on the side of caution, right, where we use our road analogy a lot, if this was a road, hug the shoulder. Don't hug the middle line.
No.
Right? Don't cross the dotted yellow line, right? So I want my horse to be leaning more on this side of the lope, and that's where I want the weight to be anyway. So I would say that, like, if I was to just talk about her weight distribution, we're talking 70% of her weight over here on these legs, right? And 30% on the other side. So I would like to see my horse be 70, 30 on the inside legs.
Got a little country, but end up on a good note.
Good, Don. Good. It does. It helps a ton to have someone else there to help coach you. Yep. Absolutely. Having eyes on the ground you can trust is huge. Yeah. Right? Because, I mean, look, I'm going over my videos with you guys, right? This would be a normal nighttime ritual for Macy and I. Right? We'd go over the videos from our rides, would say what we didn't like, what we did like, what we're trying to create, what do we have, right? And that's a lot of it, right? Just going over, it's how you're going to learn, it's how you can get better, okay? And the cool part is, like, the camera doesn't lie.
No, the camera doesn't lie.
So there's times that I'm like, oh, well, and I pause it like that. Like, that's how I would watch it. I would go, okay, where's this horse going to go after this?
Yeah.
Right?
Riding each other's horses is huge.
Huge.
Like, it's so huge.
Yep. Absolutely. So, and that's something we encourage people to do all the time, especially when they come to our barn, is ride everybody else's horses, right? It's like, if there's anything that you notice about us, it's just about teaching, right? We want to teach everybody. So having the ability to ride someone else's horse and go, wow, that's not soft, or this is what I think soft is.
Yeah, I mean, because like we both ride Peanut, and Like there's a lot of times like I'll hop on her and I'll be like, oh, what is this? Or I'll hop on and be like, oh, I really like this. And you'll hop on and be like, ew, what is that?
Absolutely.
But it's really important. Or hop on and be like, oh, you feel that? And he'll be like, yeah, we feel that.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Everybody's gonna have a different feel, right?
Yeah.
So making sure that when you come in, because it's one thing to, like the analogy I always give, and I don't know if it's great. I'm not in love with it, but I give it a one, right? Is we could all say, we have, well, how many people watch? 78 people watching, right? We could say, my car is fast. I drive a fast car, right? Do you drive a fast car?
Yeah.
Have you driven a fast car?
Yeah.
How about you guys in the chat? Have you guys driven fast cars? Right? So that's a feel thing, right? That's subjective. So when we say we drive a fast car, if that's all you said, and there's no other way to measure it, how do we know?
Right.
How do we know who's driven the fastest car? If we've all driven fast cars, right? So if we've all ridden light horses, if you've never driven a fast car, mine's faster.
Mine's faster.
So
mine's faster.
If your frame of reference is, well, I've driven a fast car, I own a Ferrari, right? And then someone's like, oh, well, I drove a fast car too, I own a Corvette. A Ferrari and a Corvette are both fast, but they are in different leagues, right? So when we say that I want my horse soft, if you've never ridden that, to go, oh, wow, I can really work this horse like this, and this horse just comes right off the bit and is soft, and it's light, then your reference of soft is only as good as the softest horse you've ever ridden, right? So when I tell you guys, I want you guys to make your horses really soft and really supple, you got to think about, like, what is that going to be? So for a lot of you guys, I'm challenging you to ride outside of what you think is possible, right? To say, like, your horses might be soft now, but you have no idea how soft they can get, all right? That you can be riding and they'll just be butter, all right? But I raced, I got time to take off in speed, so I had something to measure. Yeah, see, so she had some measurable thing, right? And with horses, there's really no measurable thing other than, like, just riding it. I drive a Prius. Yeah, see, Jennifer's flying around.
She's cruising.
She's flying. Yeah, see, Sharon. So when we say, like, oh, this horse is not very soft, you can get on there and go, this is the softest I've ever ridden.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to think about. I'm challenging you guys to ride softer than you think. All right. To get your horse softer than you think is possible. Right. Okay. So, and it's for me. Like, I want to find and create and fix all of the problems. Oh, no, that's not a load. There we go. All right. Find and fix all of the problems that make you go and do that ugly, turn your head upside down maneuver. So I think it's right here. I went really far back.
I think you did.
Everything that makes you go like that right there. Right?
Dang,
06 Roush Mustang. Oh, darn.
Wow.
There you go, that right there. So I'm coming in soft right here, and this horse goes, nope. Right?
Yeah.
She says, no, not going to do it. So how am I going to fix that right there? See me keep my hands low. Keep your hands low.
It's so hard. I don't care what you say. I don't care. You're like, oh, just keep your hands low. It's so hard riding with your hands low.
It is. It's hard.
I mean, it's because my arms are so long.
Yeah.
And I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't do it. I guess I would be able to if my arms were long.
Go to your legs. Yep. Go to your legs. So right there, I went to my feet. Just kept my hands in the same position. Didn't change much. Went to my legs.
It's just such an awkward position to ride down there. You're really comfortable there.
And see, like, I didn't even, like, you don't even flinch, right?
No.
Just coming here. Didn't change my hands at all. She just ran into more. Right? She just ran into more.
Huh.
That's
How
what needs
did
to
you
happen.
change that? Why do I always ride up? I don't understand.
You're used to riding broke horses.
Broker horses, yeah.
You're used to riding broke horses. That's going to be true for a lot of people that are used to riding broke horses. If I pick my hand up on this horse right here, right, you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
She's not going to stay down.
It's so hard when you ride.
Absolutely,
like,
Tracy.
You only ride broke horses and then it's hard.
Mm-hmm. It's really hard to have short T-Rex arms. But yeah, so Tracy, that's the other piece that I want to talk about tonight too, is that, like she said, all the hard makes the success so much sweeter, right? I want everybody here to enjoy the process of training your horse. Yeah. Enjoy the journey, all right? Because if you're not passionate about the journey of training your horse and getting, like, seeing the progress right here, like, oh wow, I was able to up that line, my horse didn't go like that to me, right? If you can't appreciate that, then maybe training your horse is not for you, right? Just say, you know what? Like my horse is getting lighter. It's getting softer. I'm having fun. That's why you hear me scream, right? You hear me do the yell, the Indian scream. If you've been to one of my clinics or followed Patreon for a while, you'll hear me scream a lot. The scream is just because I'm having fun, right? That horse said, I can't do it. And I'm like, yeah, you can, right? Yeah. Coach that horse on. So that's what you're going to have to do. You have to learn to love that. Yeah. Learn to love all the moments that make your horse flip its head upside down.
It took me a little bit to love that.
Yep. All the moments that make your horse like, I giggled every time this horse kicked out of my foot.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to get frustrated about that because we're riding positively, right? And I don't mind my horse telling me this is hard.
It's all fun and games when they're all
love the journey.
When they're sassy. I love when they got a little attitude. This mare's fun, Little Piper, because she has she reminds me so much of Marley.
Yeah.
Like the sweetest horse, but just loves like a little sass. You gotta have a little sass with them.
Yep. But see, like it's so much fun when it comes together, right?
See, it's hard for people to ride low.
See that.
There's a video on, I think it's on my mom's phone or this phone, of you helping with Peanut, and you're like, keep your arms low. I'm like, I can't.
Yep.
Well, it looks broke. We had the same one. So Yep. That's awesome.
Noodle arm party. Frustration begins where knowledge ends. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So that's what we said in the clinics is that when I see people get aggressive with their horses, that's when they've left, I know how to fix this.
Right.
And then you just go into, I'm going to beat this out of them.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
And so it's where the knowledge stops, right? So like when she flips her head up at me, I know that what I'm doing is going to fix that. Right? I know that we're going to get through that, right? And that's experience.
Yeah, I think it's important, like, when you go ride, that you already have a positive attitude. Because, I mean, it's so easy to be mad and just take it out on them. Like, if you had a bad day, and then you just be like, ugh, and take it out on them. Because, I mean, they can't talk, you know, I mean, they're never going to try to hurt you because they are sweet animals.
Right.
So that's why it's really important that you are happy before you go ride. I think that helps the whole journey and the whole process of training.
Absolutely.
And then you come out with a happy horse.
Absolutely.
Because, like, if you guys saw the video of Marley, like, Marley tries to eat me every day. And, like, we were like, well, we could have beat that out of her, but I would never do that because that is who Marley is. Yeah. And I think that's why she tried so hard for us. Mm-hmm. And in the show pen, like, she just gave it her all every time we went to show her or anything like that. But I think if we were to beat that out of her, and she would never been the way she is now. I mean, she's a little sassy, but that's who she is.
She's a little extra sassy.
That's who she is.
Yep.
What are you looking at?
No.
And then it's important to see the humor too. Yes, you have to.
Yep. You can't take it too seriously. We tell people all the time, like, we're not building bombs.
No.
Right? Just settle down. We're not building bombs. Like, just relax. This is not that serious.
Yep.
And we're gonna get through it.
Yep.
Right? Here, Dawn. This one's for you. I had to find this. This is my car. So
he loves cars.
I love my car.
I do too.
Yep, that was mine.
He got rid of it and got a truck.
I did. I had to. A horse trailer didn't look good behind it.
A dually.
It didn't look good
on
a horse trailer.
Got a dually over that. I was like, "Are you kidding me? What just happened?"
And this was not a great time. I mean, it was fun, but it was not a great time in this.
Insane. Yep. Maybe building a... Okay, let's see. We're missing some people.
Huh. So, yeah, everybody should remember that saying. Absolutely. Paul.
My mom, I need to change your name, Mom.
Yep. Gotta know where to see his own shadow in dark. Yeah, so when that happens, drive him up.
Yeah.
Just drive him up, right? So roll the fifth wheel to the roof and we're good to go. I know. So that's where, like, you're riding along. I want to get back to showable right away. So if my horse bolts or scoots or does anything like this stuff, just back to driving along. Oh, maybe not. See that? Look how good it is when it comes together. It's not all the time.
She's really cute looking.
And that's the fun part, right? But when they flip their head upside down and they go, ugh, and they freak out, just drive it back up.
Dawn sent you her card. Ooh, that is nice.
40. That's awesome.
Oh, you're so cute. Look at her.
She's having a good time.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. We'll give the chat. We can make this a car stream too.
Yeah, any of you guys have cool cars?
Here's Dawn in her fast car.
That's so awesome. I love it.
You were in a Mustang? You're a article? What is this?
Yeah, it
Something
looks
Years
like.
of Mustang? It featured you? That's pretty sweet. I got to ride in a Would have been an 03.
Okay, McKenna said, bro, I'd love for you
green
guys to work
Cobra.
with me. My Philly. She's coming Saturday, so I'll keep you guys posted and try to record her first.
Awesome.
Yes, please. That'd be so
great.
awesome.
That would be great. She's going to be real sad when she comes out here in the cold.
She's gonna be like, what did you do to me, Mom?
That's cool. I've never really talked to Brad. I don't think. I mean, obviously, I know him, right? If he knows me, that's cool. I've never really talked to him.
You're like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
I know who he is. Yeah.
So
We're not really like in the in crowd.
No, we're not.
We don't really chat with everybody.
We like walk by and we're like, okay.
But we're very like we very much keep to ourselves with these horse shows. I don't like to chat with other trainers much.
No.
Others
Okay,
like,
it's really crazy because like Jeremy is a chatter, but like it kind of depends on the day.
if you guys see me at a horse show and I'm just like in the zone. It's just the way I am.
It's like, Jeremy,
Yep.
hello.
Yep. So if you ever see me and I don't say hi, it's nothing personal. I just get focused.
No, you're
on horse
usually
shows.
smiling.
Yeah, I'm always smiling. Yep.
You're always smiling. If
Yep.
you're ever scared, you can come talk to me.
Exactly. And then Macy tells me that. She's like, people are intimidated by you. And I'm like, what? How? Why? 55th anniversary for Mustang. That's awesome.
I think some people get intimidated by him.
Nah. Kim had a 67 Camaro. I can see that happening. I can
I
see
see
his
that,
Kim being
yeah.
a classic car.
It makes too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what would be your dream car?
I am not a classic car kind of guy.
No, me either. I like the
No.
new ones.
Nope, I'm not a classic car kind of guy. But yeah, me either with
I
other
mean, the
trainers.
classic cars
Yeah,
are
me.
really, really cool.
Yep.
Me either
Yep.
with other trainers. People think I'm mean at shows. I just don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know who to be like, ugh, who are you? You know?
Yep. And like for me,
And
when
maybe
I
it's because they're in the zone. So they
Yeah.
maybe they're not as friendly, you know? Like, they're not as, like welcoming.
could be, and like if you guys know us, like we don't really drink, so for us to go around and I'm nicer than my face looks.
Oh my gosh!
So like you're never gonna find me drinking at a horse show, sitting around drinking beer at the horse show.
No.
That's I don't think that's ever happened.
No.
Maybe 1 or 2 times.
No.
So it's just like I think, especially if I have clients there. Like if it's just Macy or at the horse show, maybe that would happen. But if I have clients there, I figure I'm on the job. I'm not gonna drink.
Yeah, but we usually have a good time. Remember?
Oh, we always have a blast.
At the speed, remember that girl said, "I've never met such sober,
happy
people."
Yep.
Listen, we'll have to show them the videos. Oh my gosh, we like took the helium out of the balloons and we like sucked it. It was so funny.
Yeah.
We have a whole video.
It's not professional. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not professional.
Exactly.
I mean, like this is your job.
I think people are paying me to be there. I know that there's a whole crowd that like
Likes that stuff.
that thinks it, like, and I understand it, right? It's not who I am. It's not what I do, but I understand it. Like I'm there because I love the challenge. My horse makes me happy. You know so much.
Oh my God.
I think I've seen that shirt, Kim. So I think that like for me, I enjoy the competition aspect of it. I enjoy the prep and all that, like to test myself. But
Wake up, then.
I know that there's a whole crowd that's like, oh, it's your hobby. You're there to have fun. Right. So unwind, drink a beer with them. You got to entertain them. I don't know.
It's a hard balance.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I think it depends on your clientele you have
Yep.
and
Yep.
What you believe in and stuff like that.
Yep. I think it's cost me some training horses, right? It's cost my barn some. I'm sure I'd have a bigger program if I was sat around and drank beer with them.
Probably.
I see it happen all the time, right? But, just how it is. Just the way it is. It's the way I am. It's how I'm wired.
That's how
I love
you're
to work.
wired.
I love to work. I want to be working, making progress all the time.
You do.
Yep. That's okay. Each their own. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Boo.
Yep. Do you feel that way too, Don? Do you think you'd have a bigger program if you were one of the trainers? We've all seen it, right? If we were the trainer drinking beer at the bar.
I think so.
Yep. Have a 3-year-old chewed sleepy zip. We can get back to work. Too many start drinking at 9 a.m. Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem.
I was blown away when I saw that. I
There
was
is
like,
some of that.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So I have a 3-year-old chewed sleepy zip in training. She was started before she came to me. Some very basic green riding stuff. I've been following you all for a while. I'm trying to figure out what grade she's following into. That's the hardest part, by the way.
Yep.
I have pretty good shoulder control. Ribs are moving. Been working hips lately as well. I feel like maybe bounce around too much in the program sometimes. Just keep finding holes and working on them. How long do you stick and work on a hole? Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go, right?
But make sure you don't drill it too.
Yes. Yep. So I think that when you find what grade, so it's always so difficult to be like, where do I start?
Yeah, I was in the same boat you were because I hopped on one of Jeremy's younger horses that you had in training, and I was like, I just want to ride it. And
oh, hang on, let me look. Thank you for reminding me. We're tapping my insides and holding it. Help with. Yes, tapping your insides instead of holding it will help flicking leads. Absolutely. Otherwise, we want your outside leg to be strong enough that it doesn't flop, right? So 2 things have to happen. 1, you've got to be able to keep that horse pushed up off the outside.
Yep.
And 2, you don't want it so soft and so light on the inside it's going to flip. If my horse was to break leads, like I'm loping along my right and I tap my inside, right? If you're too aggressive, tapping the inside is absolutely going to switch, right? Especially if it has a flying lead change. But what I would probably do is I would just lope back up,
right?
And not drop out of the maneuver until you get it back on the lead, right? Like I've had some horses, like you see this horse lope off sometimes when I'm trying to trot off. I'm not going to bail on trotting off, all right? So I just break it down, bend its neck, break it down, lope back off, right? So don't bail on what you're doing. Like make sure your release is when she's back on the correct lead, right? And like that's something that horses will try for a while, is they'll try flipping leads. Most of our horses in Jackson, when we did the Patreon videos on, they tried that in the beginning. I did a lot of leaping around.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of this and this.
Yeah, I would sometimes get a little worried.
Yep, because they try to swap too.
I want to answer the last question and go to Sharon's question.
Yeah, so finding what grade you're in, have pretty good shoulder control, ribs are moving, been working hips lately as well. So as a 3-year-old, 3s are tough, right?
3s are tough.
3s are really tough. You're going to go bouncing around a lot. Like you're going to find a problem, fix a problem, make a problem, fix a problem, find a problem, fix a problem, make a problem, fix a problem. And that's what you're kind of going to go do for a while. Kind of figure that like we always assume if you're working on your top line, you're going to lose your legs. If you're working on your legs, you're going to lose your top line. If you're working on your back end, you're going to lose your front end.
Right.
If you work on your front end, you're going to lose your back end. All right? So horses are always kind of bouncing back and forth. So when you go and you start taking your horse, you kind of want to figure what is the weakest aspect of this horse? What's their weakest moment? What's their weakest part? I'm going to work on that for a while. When you get that really good, no, well, maybe. When you get that really good, then you'll go back and you'll work on the front end for a while, right? Because you've worked your back end, so you're pushing and catching, you put up some weight up front. So now you have to go back and fix your shoulders because your shoulders are going to get heavy, all right? So then you go to back your shoulders off. Well, now you're going to make your back end sticky. So now you got to work your ribs. Well, you work your ribs, you're working your legs, you're going to lose your top line, right? So it's going to be kind of always like letting that horse guide you as to where it needs to go next. But you're going to be bouncing around like this for a while, all right? Your goal, if you were like supremely talented and always in the zone, would be to address problems when they fall out of that little range, right? It's going to be up to you as a rider and your knowledge base and your feel to be like, well, is your range of identifying a problem here? Does it take you this much out of whack to notice that there's a problem?
Right.
Because then it's going to take you a little longer to fix, right? If your range of noticing there's a problem is right here, that horse is going to operate in this sort of narrow range. It's going to make just kind of smooth, steady progress the whole way through, right? But when your range is this big, like maybe you're good at identifying front end problems, but you're bad at identifying back end problems, right? So here's your front end, you keep that on the straight and narrow, and then your back end's kind of over here.
Right.
Well, if you don't notice that your back end's spinning out around your circles until it's this far away from good, you're going to have a long time back fixing that before you can go back off.
Right, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So the more you can keep your horse balanced and in the middle, the better you'll be, the smoother your ride will be, right? Like this, if you think of the journey of your horse training process, right? The smoother that journey is going to be. But if you don't notice that things are a problem until they're a big problem, then your training process journey is going to be like peaks and valleys, right? You're going to have really high highs, you're going to have really low lows, right? I try to keep everything in the middle as much as possible. Like that's why I ride in that medium twist, because I want them to stay like kind of right here on my hands, right? So that everything just kind of stays in the middle.
In the middle, yep.
Right? So that I kind of, if something starts kind of leaking out, I notice one week I come out on Monday and they just kind of want to lean over here, I identify that problem and fix it. Now that's not always the case because I didn't identify a problem in Peanut until much later.
Yeah.
And now we have a gigantic problem that's taken us almost a year to fix.
Yeah.
Right? And whether that was man-made or the way she grew or just that particular horse, that's taken us a long time to fix,
yes.
right? And that's been a struggle, but we've learned a lot along the way, right? And we know things now that we would never do on horses before.
Me and Jerry want to one time buy 2 babies and then have me break one out and like not have him touch it and him break one out and not have me touch it. And we're going to like see
See where we end
up.
up.
What would you guys think? Do you think mine would be broke first or James would be broke first? Because we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this one year.
Yeah, I think my thoughts on it. Mine would be soft and supple everywhere. Yours would be in the show pen first.
You think so?
100%. 100%. You would keep yours tight, and you'd keep it right here, but it would be
so naughty.
It would probably...
It would be a monster.
If you lived through the process because it didn't flip over on you, you would be great. You'd be in good shape. Right? As long as you didn't run into a horse that like said a hard, fast no, I'm not doing that, you'd have smooth sailing. But if it ever figured out
one day we're gonna do it, you guys. We'll have to record the whole entire process.
The challenge, not picking sides.
You have to. Last time you guys all went with Jeremy, and I won.
That's right. That's right. So McKenna, you're gonna have the same problem with the fill you're bringing home.
We have one more question here.
Yep. You're gonna have the same problem with the fill you're bringing home, where you're not gonna know where to start.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yep.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Yep. So that's when I just start doing maneuvers, right? That's when I start making smaller circles or tighter turns or something. To like, okay, did that hip spin out when I made the tight turn because I got more work to do, or did it make the corner and it was great? So now I just need more lift, or what? You know. And especially like your horse, you have a super talented horse. I think the biggest thing for me was learning to stay out of their way, right? If you can just not mess them up, like you'll be in good shape, right? And that's a talent, right? To be like, well, you know, I'm maybe not getting all of it, but I'm not messing it up either.
Yeah.
Right? That's hard to do sometimes.
Yeah. This is what am I here?
All right. So Sharon, those of you go to our hands first and then our feet. Do you ever recommend being put on a lunge line? Just concentrate on our feet first. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a fantastic idea. Right? So what she said was, do you recommend putting them on a lunge line and going to your feet first without your hands? Right? Having somebody put you on a lunge line. Yeah, absolutely, Jackie. Yep, absolutely. So having your horse on a lunge line where you can just focus on getting out here and going to your feet, that's a big deal for us. And like I said, one of the first things we work on with our clients, and you can ask some of them that are in the barn now, is being able to go to your feet without your hands first. Yeah. Right? You've got to go, feet are the first in, last out. Yeah. Right? If you want your horse to make the show pin, you have to say, my feet will be the first things in, last things out, whenever my horse is naughty. Right? Whenever I go to teach a maneuver, whenever I go to do something, feet are the first things in, last things out. All right? Because, and I'll tell you why. Because if you're going here and you go to push this horse's hip around, what I've seen happen, and what you will have happen, is you'll get that horse to where it will start pushing its hip when you pull that rein out wide. All right? So you won't be able to bring your horse's head to the side, because the second you roll your head neck to the inside, they're going to go and spin around. All right? So they're going to start moving their back end automatically. We don't want that. Cool. Thank you, Lauren.
Did you send it over to Facebook?
Yeah,
send it to your Facebook pages. All right, let me look.
Yep. So you'll find that like the second you go to take this horse's head neck to the side, they're going to start, and it almost does it right here. They're going to start spinning that hip automatically. Whew, there's a little kick out. So right here, if your horse is moving because your hand is right here, you're doing it wrong. All right? You are doing it wrong because you're getting a horse broke off your hand. It's got to come off your foot. All right? So remember, my hand is there to back up my spur. All right? So anytime you're riding your horse, just kind of take stock and say, okay, I'm riding, and just like set a little timer on your phone to go off every 45 seconds, and just like ding, 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 and be like, every time you hear that sound, say, am I riding more pressure off my feet or more pressure off my hands?
It's so easy to ride more pressure off your hands.
It's very easy to ride with more pressure off your hands, all right? So if you feel more horse on your hands than your feet, if you don't feel any horse on your feet, you got a big problem, all right? So make sure that you can go to your feet before your hands.
Right.
They're out after your hands.
Because the only thing you can do in the show pen is your feet.
Yep. So you got to make sure. So we're using our hands to back up what our feet are doing.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a lot of head flip and all that stuff, like, and your hands give them like a position too.
Yep.
To drop into and stuff.
Absolutely. So, and what you'll find, and
I got the message. Thank you.
We can go. I think it was.
It's hard to keep them going after training. I do a lot of circles and ladder out the job, leaving roping to Stacy on.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. We discovered that today, nonsense. Yeah, see, that'll happen. That will happen. Yeah, so after training, keeping them going, I think that as long as you keep things relatively balanced and you remember to get in and out, you'll be fine. I think that people run into a lot of problems when they take their horses home and they try to ride them out of their hands.
Yeah.
Right? So in order to keep your horse going, when you bring it home, you got to go to your feet. Right? Especially most trainers are using feet. Right? So I think it was this horse right here. This is a great example of it. We can go back to fewer videos, right? So this horse, maybe not this video. It's a really good jogger. A lot of lift in her jog.
It's a cute little horse.
Yep, cute little horse. So when it lopes.
Let's go with that today. It's so funny.
Where do you lope it? Nope, not that horse.
Actually, he's coming home in a week. He has 60 days on him. There's some good exercise to do. He's really built downhill.
Good exercise to do depends on how downhill. All right, send us a picture. Send us a picture of how downhill. Because if it's really downhill, just turn it out.
So we set our hands on our thighs and work square corners to figure out our legs.
Yep, awesome. Good job, Dawn. If you have a young horse very heavy in the mouth, it'll be an easy way to soften him in the bridle while still teaching off the feet. Back him up. Right? So remember, if you have a young horse that's heavy in his mouth, he's probably pulling on your hands. If you feel pull in your hands, it's your shoulders that are leaving.
Right. The big thing is when you're backing up, it kind of get a little scary though.
So you just have to remember, right? Don't rush. So like this is what you're going for. This is a great backup out of this horse. Oops. Maybe. Help.
Not today.
Maybe not. There we go. Great backup out of this horse, right? Nice and soft and supple. But we've seen some backups here on this channel, right? Viewer submitted backups where we get stuck out here. We've seen lots of backups where I've been on camera, right? Back and getting stuck, okay?
Hey, Kim. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Kim.
So a little closer.
yeah, we're getting closer.
We're getting closer.
Let me see if I can find my backups from the very beginning. Might take me a minute.
From what?
Where we get stuck. Right, I'm sure that I have videos that are on backing and getting stuck.
Yeah, you did that. I'll look for them real quick. Keep going to the viewer ones.
No, we can keep going. So
showmanship stuff, but not that one. I think it was.
Let me look. So we have lots of times where I've been like head up in the air, frozen. If they move their feet, that won't happen. All right, so if they flip their head up like this, if they were moving their feet, that wouldn't happen, okay? So remember that. Remember that when you're riding. It's very important that they move their feet. This is cold starting. It's got to be close.
I don't think you backed. I sent you some video through Facebook Messenger from my ride on Sunday. I have confirmation pictures as well from my club. Perfect, thank you.
So we're backing, stopping, turning, stopping, backing. Yep. Anticipates now because it kind of flows.
I'll look.
Yep. So make sure that you get out. All right. So, and that's going to be a big thing is like when I stop and back and turn, I'm back, out, turn, out, back, out. And I want that horse to stop moving when I get out. All right. And I see a lot of people that kind of just do this. If you're just doing this, your horse is going to flow. All right. And I don't want it to flow around. I want it to like here, here, here. Right? Here, here, here. Here, here, here. Right? Make it very methodical so your horse is following you. Okay? Yep. Leg in, hand, leg out. Bingo. Bingo. It's easy to always go to your hands.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Where do you go when you don't feel your horse in your feet? I have a coming 7-year-old who's extremely heavy due to being broken out poorly. She's in a big area of bars on the back burner. Crammed facing up to sale video in 15 days. Yeah, that sucks. Struggling to move her back to my feet as soon as possible after almost 3 years. She's just stuck. So if I don't feel it on my feet, I'm going to start counter cantering most likely.
Yeah.
Counter canter is great for getting that horse up on your spur because you're on a circle and you're actively pushing. She keeps backing like a lot. She did this over. Okay, cool. Let me pull it up.
Robin?
Horse keeps backing up. That's happened.
I'm looking for your backup.
Please.
Videos that get stuck.
Thank you. Mason's on the job.
Find it.
It's going to be like in one of the videos at a clinic. Most likely.
Okay.
Or in one of the young horse videos of mine.
Of yours?
Yep. Like I would look for...
Okay, just
yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna find one.
Yep. All right, so let's go to our sources. Inbox. Jumper. Don't see it back in that one. Or Jasmine. Oops, wrong person.
So you think you're the wrong person.
Yeah.
Or would it be back like to the basic one? Would be like
Yeah.
the learning ones? Okay.
Yep.
Let me look.
Like some of the horses that clink in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you're on it.
Yes.
All right. So we can go over this together while we just watch here, while I'm skipping around. You can see how I look at horses, right? So here, this looks good. Skipping around. So if your horse keeps backing, I'm probably going to turn it, all right? And make sure that you get out a little more when you're done backing, okay? So it's always pressure until you feel his legs out, and then like throw it away, okay? Because if you're kind of lingering, you're going to have a problem. That horse is not going to want to back up very well.
Oh, I got it. Look.
This looks so much better. So much better.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at this. How about that?
That's awesome, Jasmine.
Way to go. Way
It's a cute mover.
Very cute. So now we see him start to stand up in his shoulders a little
Yeah.
bit. That's what I like.
You're looking for like this?
Yes.
That.
There it is.
There she be.
There's what we're looking for. So this looks great. Leg is staying nice connected. Look at that lift.
Cute leg.
Swinging from up high.
Yeah.
Do you feel a difference? Do you feel it swinging from up high and how much difference that
It's
is?
gotta be more comfortable ride.
Yes, so much more comfortable. So here's our backing. So we're backing, turning. This is good. Backing, good. Frozen, good. Get out. Yeah, see, there's your problem. It's not enough, like here, okay? So we kind of wandered out of that one. So we're gonna be cranky. Oh, it's a lope off, okay? She got a little upside down on you through that lope off.
Yep.
Probably would do those lope offs now that you have your shoulders kind of stood up. I'd do them from a hip run, right? So I would probably push my hip catch. I'd start working on that with her because it looks like you got your shoulders stood up. Last lap at the end of the video is best ever. That's
so
what I like
awesome.
to hear. That's what I like
You
to
want to
hear.
type in Patreon and then I can.
Yep. Good night,
Good
Elizabeth.
night, Elizabeth.
So we're here. Here's our turns. Now she got heavy on us, so we're going to back after that. Yep, perfect. Good.
Okay.
Tapping our foot instead of holding.
Yeah, you should hold your foot.
Hold your foot. Don't tap. So if I'm going to tap any leg, it's going to be this one, right? Holding this one. Hold the pressure, right? Because here she's going to get cranky.
Yep.
Right? So what you'll find is that as you come around that turn, you'll be able to lope smoothly out of that because you're going to be holding this leg. It's already going to be on and connected. You should be sitting on it. So that was for the person who said, how do you get your horse on your feet too, McKenna? It's going to be through your turns and stuff.
Right.
Apply pressure, let that horse move, right? Instead of doing this does not mean move, right? This means move, don't move, don't move.
Oh my gosh,
Look
this
at
is
that.
awesome.
So much better. Do you notice how much softer
Dang.
her face is? Now that her shoulders are standing up? And
That's
that's
so
something that people
exciting.
don't realize. If your shoulders are standing up, your neck is super light and flexible.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
That's so
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Can you get the twist from my
Can you twist around and try it? They no forward movement it. Okay, yeah.
the,
You mean the push and catch? That looks great right
That
there.
looks really good.
How about that? Now, that right there, that move is going to hurt you in the end. Right? So, really like your hands coming through here. But look, this one.
No.
That one. You felt her fall, right? This tells me I feel my horse fall, right? This tells me I feel you falling. Right? We do these moves, just fix it. Just fix it because she needs to do more transitions anyway, right? She needs to come through and do more transitions anyway. So that lope right there looks great. She's rolling her shoulders up to you now. But right through here, boom. You correct it with your hands, which is fine. But she needs to do more corrections anyway. So I would just bend that head. That's a hard stop, huh? I'd bend that head. Yeah, so you're right.
Awesome job.
She said the last lap at the end of the video is the best ever. So I'm watching that and I'm going, that looks amazing.
I mean, I want to ride that. That looks fun.
Mm-hmm. But that right there, I know we were excited. But that's where you could have said, I'm gonna find that line right there. It's awesome. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pet it.
Yep, for sure.
I'm trying. Got in such a habit. It's hard, isn't
Your
it?
barn is
It's amazing, isn't it?
amazing.
Can we come ride at your place?
Where do you live?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Like,
so
incredible.
Coming through and getting your horse where you don't babysit. That's a babysitting move. That's great for the show pen, right? That's I'm gonna put this together on show day, but that's not I'm working at home.
Yeah.
Right? So you could have felt that line and gone and stopped and petted. All right? So make sure that come to a clinic. No, I'm gonna come live there. So getting your horse to where
I can see that.
like and it's hard because we've been there too, where we get super excited. We're like, oh my God, this feels amazing. You want to keep going.
Yeah.
But just know that like, we're going to help you guys. Like we're here through this whole deal. We're here every day. Send us your videos and we'll help you guys get progress so that it's not going to be the last time and the only time you see that lope.
Yep.
Right? And that lope right there is going to be your new normal.
Right.
And then we'll build from that. Right? So that's what we're looking for. They have apartments on the campus. I'm in.
Oh, perfect.
That's going to be your new normal. So we don't ever worry about like, oh, I might not ever get that again. Right? So you can always break it down, start it back up, because your horse will figure out, as long as you're leaving it alone when it's loping like that, it'll figure it out pretty quick that this is way more comfortable for me. Look, she's not upset at all.
No, she's
that tail's super quiet, that head and neck's super quiet.
Cruising around, yep.
Right? Where she was cranky before, even just a couple videos ago, was when she was off balance.
Right.
And we were forcing her to stay on balance. Right?
Yep.
So you guys hopefully will be finding that your horses are going to get way more manageable, way easier to ride.
Yep.
Right? So here's a little bit of confusion. We could probably split our hands wide, give her more guidance here.
Yep.
All right? Hey, Lynn, what's going on? You're up late.
Yeah.
So right here, coming on, a little bit confusing for me. Like I look at this maneuver and I'm like, what are we trying to get here? I'm not sure where we're going. Okay, we're backing. All right, perfect. Now we're turning, hand over her neck too far. Reins are too long.
Get me tight on your reins a little bit.
Tighten up on this rein so that this hand, if you could focus on, bring your hand to her neck and turn out of her neck. All right? And that'll keep you from going across. So if you bring your reins, you just come across like this, lay that rein on her neck, that'll help you.
Yep.
This is when she objects to forward movement. Yeah, so that's fine. That's totally fine. But like she's backing, but she's not shifting her weight back. So I would take more hold of this.
Right.
Because now we're in she's calling the shots mode. Do you see that? Do you see how the control transferred?
Right.
And she's going to get wise to that, right? She's going to be like, oh, if I move my legs, she's going to abandon what she's doing.
Right.
And now it's who's bigger, right? And I don't want my horse to figure that out, right? So in this situation, she's backing like that. I'm going to take a hold. You want to back up? Let's give you more of it. Give her more of what she wants, right? When it's her idea, it's fun. When it's your idea, it's work, all right? So if she backs up like that, I'm going to back. And I'm going to turn and I'm going to back. Right? Instead of doing this right here and trying to boot her back forward, see that?
Yep.
Back up. Back up or side pass.
Yeah, I usually side pass because this is what Marley used to do.
Yep.
And it's kind of, it is a battle. It's like, I don't really know what to do here.
Yep.
So I did a lot of like taking her head to the side and like side passing her.
Yep. And you don't have to like run backwards and be aggressive about it, but if she wants to back up, let's back up. Right? And we can back a circle, we can back a loop, we can just back up. Right? And then give her a chance to stand still and see if she appreciates it.
Right.
Because you might find she'd be like, this is kind of stupid idea. I don't know why I wanted to back up because I had to work through that now. Right? Rather than like she figures out, oh, like I'm gonna take my legs away from you, and now you don't have to hold my legs, and I'm in charge. Right? Because remember, in a horse's world, he who moves the feet is the leader. Right? So if she's moving her feet on her own, she's in charge. Right? And if you're moving her feet, you're in charge. So take her moving her feet away from you, away from her, by moving her feet.
Right.
Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. My close one was rooting the lope, not very consistent lopes. I'm curious what your advice is. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of the same thing. We're talking about that side pass, right? This horse, anytime they start moving their body around like that, you could side pass them, right? You can take their neck to the side and side pass. You're going to slide down, take that neck over, and side pass them across. Right? And then you'll find it's much easier to go forward. Yep. But I don't want to get into, I think one of the most dangerous things that you'll run into is when they start backing like that, and we've all been here. We've all been in this situation. They start backing. Let me see if I can find it again. I can't find it. I'm terrible.
So way up there.
I think it's right here, right?
Yeah. We got it.
I think it's, so when you start backing and they start backing up, and you start kicking your feet, I think that's almost a guaranteed point.
Yeah, they're going to pop up. Yeah.
I think it's almost like the next step of that, next grade of that resistance is going to be coming up.
Like when they're backing, you're like...
They start getting light on the front end?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of scary.
That's what's going to happen next, right?
Yeah.
So I know that in order to get light on her front end, she's going to have to take this away from me. She's going to have to take her shoulders away from me and lock them up.
Yep.
So I'm going to make those shoulders move like this, all right? So one of two ways to go around that, either back up more and make it your idea, or side pass and take that resistance, because what your whole is she's taking this away from you. She's taking her shoulders away from you, right? So I'm going to make her shoulders do something, okay? Because we've all been there, and you guys, now that you're starting to back and turn your horses a lot, you might find that happens. This looks so good.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Looks so good. Swinging now. So
it's like the cutest little Western riding
and
horse
like
in the world.
rhythm now.
Yeah.
Right, we've got that step, 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 step. So much smoother to ride. Yep.
For sure.
So coming through, and they're going to take this piece away from you, especially when you start back and turning a lot. That's why I advise you guys to not only back and turn, but we're going to side pass and take our neck away. Because we don't want them to learn to back and come this way and get really light on the front end, right? And it's some horses will try that. They're not being naughty, so don't panic.
No.
Right? Don't panic. And a lot of horses will freeze up on me and pop their front legs. Don't panic, right? Because if their back legs were moving, if their shoulders were moving, they wouldn't do that.
It is terrifying. I hate
it.
Yep,
it can get a little scary.
I hate it.
Yep. So let's go through that backup video real quick.
It's on Patreon. It's viewing that Colt, and it's
me on Bruce's horse, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's on a little thing. I'll show you. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Alright, go up a little bit, maybe. Scroll, scroll, scroll.
Down, right? Right on here. What's it called? What's the video called? Be easier to find on YouTube, probably.
It's before this.
If you give me the date, that'd be good too.
No, it's before this.
What do you mean?
Like, go this way. Right there.
Go ahead in time?
Yeah.
Struggle.
No, it's not here either.
Okay.
No, okay, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Now hit the forward. No, other one. This one, yeah.
Back to basics?
Yep.
Okay.
On,
Paisley.
yes.
Alright. So here, this is a video that we did of a younger horse that didn't back well. So here we are. So again, so we've seen me on...
It's on minute 6:50.
So we've seen me on a lot of our horses, right? So here is like grade 2.
Yeah, this is...
All right, so grade 2. This is a horse that didn't back up, right? And it was very cranky. Yep. Being productive while she was on the treadmill. There you go.
Ooh, me too.
We did a workout today.
Too.
Yep.
I'm so sorry I can't even walk.
Yep. So this horse, this is a good example of what they become when you pull your inside hand too much.
Yep.
All right. So this horse got to where it turned on the left.
She said she loved this video.
Yeah.
It was a good video.
Got to where it turned on the left rein instead of the outside rein. So if your horse pivots and turns on the inside rein instead of the outside, you're going to end up with a horse just like this. And this horse had a hard time picking up some leads too. So right here, I want to get this horse to lean on the outside. So I'm just focused on getting this horse to lope round circles, right? Lope where I put you. And it wanted to break a lot. So coming through, like I want to back up as minute 6, right? So right through here.
It's 6:50.
6:50.
6:50, not 5:50.
5:50. So you see where I'm trying to push that horse out, right? That was a little bit of rib control move. I'm trying to keep her from falling in. So this is an inside leg, inside rein. And I pick this hand up. Look how I pick this hand straight up, right? Because if I get her neck undone, right? Because she wanted to fold her chin really bad. If I get her neck up like this, I can poke her chin out and I'm talking to her shoulder off my foot, right? So by picking my hands up, I can get that horse's chin back out and then my foot works, right? So you'll see me do that. See, I don't cross over her neck, but in this position, I can go to my foot now, right? So right there.
6:50.
Almost there.
6:50.
Almost there. All right.
There you go.
This is 6:50.
No, you're going to try up here in a second.
Okay.
Here you come. Here you come.
Here I
Okay, really?
6:50. You're way wrong. There it is. 7:15.
Well, I figured I'd give you a couple seconds to watch.
Yep. All right. So right here, this is where you're going to end up. All right. So this is super common. We're going to back up. All right. So I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold here. Release. There. Hold. Release. Hold. She froze up on me. Release.
You're not.
Oh, get out. There you go. Jeez, who's this trainer? There we go. Hold. Release. 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 Help. There we go. Reach down and pet him. Who's this guy? This trainer's terrible. So here, hold there. Softness.
You've
release.
come a long way.
Come a long way, even since this. Look at that. So that's what happens, right? You watch the video back and you go, this guy should get out. Right? That horse gave. What's he doing? Right? That's what we're looking for. So right here, release, release, get out. Get out of that horse's mouth, you jerk. Dawn, no, I ride in everybody's stirrup when I'm at the clinics. I don't drop stirrups at all because I want to feel what they feel. I want to know where that horse is at. That's awesome. Yeah, so that hold and release, right? Make it more obvious. That'll help you a ton. But I'm never afraid to get.
You shouldn't continue the video. I figure like 10 of your videos, release.
Get out,
right
guys,
there.
get out.
And then
Where were you on that one? Tell me to get out. Come on now.
Jeremy, you're in the zone. I'm gonna be like, get out.
Someone should have told this man to get out of that horse's face. That horse is giving its shoulders.
You shouldn't continue with the video.
I'm sure I was busy talking and I got distracted. Right?
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that's what happened. Maybe I was working on something else, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we're gonna back
I'm not
up.
sure about this trainer either. I should take advice from
We're
you.
gonna get out. There we go. We're gonna get in. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get out. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so right here, we're gonna get in. We're gonna stop. She pulled on my hands a little bit. We're gonna back up. We're gonna get out. Get out. Okay, so maybe she's not giving her face all the way, right? I'm talking. I'm doing this show.
You should turn it up and see what you're saying.
What am I even saying? I'm sure I'm telling her how not to do it. Yeah, obviously. What if that was? What if that's actually what's happening, guys? What if I'm like, this is how you don't want to do it, guys? So just
within circles. Okay? So the progression of my young horse goes
horse.
circles, then circles within circles, then cloverleaf, then straight lines and big figure
Wait,
eight.
go to 650. I want to see
And
you
I'll kind of weave those in along.
Go to
All right.
650.
It was 7:15, by the way. 7:08.
Oh, here's
Bring your shoulders back to me.
Good?
Because you lean through me. There.
Yeah, good.
There. Bring me your shoulders.
Oh,
Think about it.
get out.
Good.
There. See,
Bring me
that's
your
all right.
shoulders. Good. Bring me your shoulders. Every time I ask for them, you bring them to me.
Okay.
Every time I ask for them, you bring them to me. Good.
Okay, yeah.
Bring me your shoulders.
That's lighter.
Good. Bring me your shoulders. 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 Nice. Good.
Like on repeat.
Fine.
Bring me your shoulders. Good. Bring me your
It's
shoulders.
better with the sound. Clinic day 9, I start to lose my voice. Yeah, that'll happen. I yell all the time.
You do.
I figure it's not a successful clinic if I haven't talked myself out. If I haven't given you guys, if I didn't leave everything out of the
We usually
arena.
go home and I'm like, okay, what time are you? He's like, I'm like, okay, never mind. Never mind.
Yep. So yeah, it sounds better with the audio. It's not as bad with the audio. Like the scream. Where do I scream in this video? Can you find me a scream?
Back up.
She's moving now.
Turn.
Big kiss.
So this is a horse that trotted through the lope offs, right?
Good girl.
Yeah. This horse had a really hard time loping
Yeah.
off.
A little more round lope right here. There's a straight line to a circle.
Yeah. See? She's working hard. I'm working hard.
You are working hard.
To a straight line.
I don't know where the scream is.
I don't know. If you can find me, Jasmine, if you find me a video that has a scream in it, we'll play
Okay,
it.
I can see if I can find it.
I'm sure it's one of the Canada ones. I know I did a lot in Nova Scotia.
You screamed a lot.
Yep, I know that for sure. Okay, so Betsy, how do you help a horse that was with trainers all his life and has a multiple world champion? I'm old, not had him very long. When I took him to a show, he's okay in crowded practice pen outside the show ring, but in the show ring, he starts getting nervous in the walk trot class, which I'm doing now. He starts getting faster and faster, and we get him over this. To give him a calming engine after I went through, and that didn't help it as a cure. Okay, so this one does more in the beginning. Oh, wow. Really? Like, people have, like, timestamps on my screen.
From the beginning?
I was too nervous to scream at Taylor's because it was my first clinic and there was lots of people there. And I screamed a little bit. I think I screamed I'm almost positive I screamed on the little black horse of
You did.
Shipley's.
Yeah.
Fairly certain. But on Taylor's horse, there was not much screaming because that horse was half-ass dangerous.
Yeah, that was kind of scary.
That was
I
half-ass
remember
dangerous.
recording and being like, I might just re-record your death right here.
Yep, that horse had a big hole.
Yeah. You didn't really scream much there.
I didn't scream much there.
No, that was so nerve-wracking. That was like the first time we like. That was
our first time out of the country and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. What about first question?
Yeah. So back to Betsy's while we wait for this to scream.
I'll let you know.
We'll just have it be a little bit of sound in the background.
Thank you. Now go back to our trot.
I'm gonna be able to.
If you lean on me real hard like that, I'm gonna shut it down.
There we go. All right. So maybe we'll turn the closed captions on. It'll be inaudible screaming is what it'll say. So if I'm a big believer that that's awesome.
We were petrified.
That's
I remember being so tired. I remember sitting there being like this.
Yeah, because they worked us hard there.
No, and
we
like,
didn't
and
get
the
much
time
sleep.
was off.
The time change, yeah.
And you were like, Macy, I'm like, I just can't.
You were sleeping in a chair.
I was. I felt
Oh, it had to be right there, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I did.
That had to be it. See, they get country on me. I just laugh it off. There it is. There you go. So that's a small one.
Ready, circle. Try again. Round. Circle.
That's embarrassing, Jeremy.
See, we just go low off
You
again.
need to end. Oh.
Good.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Are you?
I'm okay.
I hit you right in the eyeball.
Good aim. Macy slept all the way to Yarmouth, yeah.
I
okay,
did.
okay,
You got
okay.
pulled over. Okay, you need to answer the question.
Yes, so let me answer the question. Quit hitting me in the eyes. So, Betsy, I'm a big believer that it's funny. I'm a big believer that there's only a certain number of runs that your horse is going to get in.
Yeah, I think another big thing too is making sure you go to your feet during the show pen, because I feel like if you go to your feet and just wrap your feet around them and like hold them, that's kind of like a comfort thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, do you agree with that?
Yep, 100%.
I think it's important that
100%.
if your horse gets nervous in the show pen, because there's a lot of horses that do get nervous in the show pen, because you're nervous too, and it's a new area, and you're
Yep.
expecting a lot out of your horse.
Yep.
So
Especially if that horse has
been
been around the block, right? I think that ring sour is one of the hardest things to fix.
It is. So I think if you have a button to like let them know that like, oh, you're okay, like I'm here, like because like whenever like I was showing Marley and her ears would kind of get like turned back if she heard something funny, I would go to my feet and hug them,
Yep.
and you could feel everything just kind of relax.
Come up here and
come up
soften
here
it.
and relax.
Yep.
And she's like, oh, okay, I'm okay. But I think the big thing is that when your horse is nervous and you're nervous and you don't have a button there to be like, it's okay, I'm here for
Yes.
you. It's really hard to show them when they're nervous.
Super hard. So you've got to get to where you have a horse that that trusts your feet enough. If they learn to get away from your legs, it makes it really hard, right? It makes it really hard.
Yep.
So I try to avoid that situation all the time where I say like, we're going to make sure that I don't ever get on or off by the gate, ever, all right? I make sure that I don't ever get leave with Macy in the pen, all right? So if I'm at home riding and there's two of us riding, I try so hard not to leave with her, because like Iona just said, herd-bound behavior in the show pen, right? So if you guys like, and it's super easy when you ride with people, like you both get done, you bail off at the same time, you walk out, right? Your horse will learn like, oh, when that horse is done, I'm done.
Yeah, and I think it's important to develop a relationship with your horse.
Yep.
And like, for them to know that like you're their person, and because like I mean you can see it. I mean you can tell like horses that like trust you, and that when they get nervous they look to you for guidance, and horses do look for you for guidance, because I mean they are flight animals.
Whoa. Sorry, you're giving a speech.
But yeah, I think that's really important. If you have, if you can go to your legs and the horse softens underneath of you, like that's huge.
Yep.
Because like whenever Marley would get nervous in the show pen, I would just go above my feet and like hold them, and then she would relax. I would stay in until I felt her kind of like relax and slow down a little bit.
Yep.
She gets really antsy and getting on horses should find out. Yeah, so like that's what I think a big thing is that like the horses that get like antsy in like the warm-up pen or get antsy in the horsemanship line, stuff like that. I think as long like I don't know. I think it's important to be able to go to your feet and let them soften.
Yep.
And that's huge, and like that's gonna be a lot of work at home.
I would say like we see these problems at the shows, but I would venture to guess. Yeah, when you see people jog all up to the gate, big no-no. Big no-no. I would say that a lot of the times that we see, okay, so Jasmine, your horse is a great example, right? So we see you work with this horse at home. This mare gets anxious and nervous at home.
Yeah, at home.
You know what I mean? Like we can watch this video and be like, you don't have a hold of this horse. Right? If they're backing away on you like that, that is a small indication of a much bigger problem, right? And the bigger problem is right here. You don't have that horse's head, right? You don't have their mind in, I'm going to do everything I can to please this person, all right? And you're going to create that by doing maneuvers and petting them and rewarding them and cheering them on.
Yeah, I mean, like, you might have to just go in a class and, like, go to your feet, and when you feel them soften, pet them. Like, make it, like, a good experience, you know?
But I would say that you don't need to go to a show to know that this horse can get nervous and anxious at the show.
Yeah, because, like, they're nervous at home, and then you take them to a whole different environment, and you're nervous, and you're expecting them, like, to do their best. It's really hard.
Yep. And that's the other piece of, like, why you see us doing so much at home. Because I want to know if there's a problem, right? And I can find all my problems at home. The vast majority, rarely am I surprised at the show, where I'm like, wow, I did not see that horse coming, right? That thing's never run away, right? And it ran away in that class. That's almost never happened, right? And as long as you're being honest at home, like, is my horse nervous at home? Is it chomping its bit or is it switching its tail a lot, right? Because it's probably going to do that at the horse show if it knows it can get away with it, right? So some of your guys' horses that have been shown a lot, they know they can get away with it. So you're going to have a bigger problem. Yeah, I'm a hot mess at show, so I don't blame her. Yeah. I would recommend going to a show and schooling the whole weekend, but here's the difference. Here's the kicker. Me schooling at a horse show the whole weekend is not beating my horse up.
Oh, no.
Me schooling through a horse show, right, Gracie? I know. Me schooling through a horse show is going to be not caring how I place, or if I place at all. Or I go out there and show and take my numbers off.
Because I people go to horse show and they're like, I'm like, one hand, they're like,
We're going to school this horse through the class.
Schooling. I'm like, what are you doing? Now you're just blowing the class for everyone.
We're going to stop. We're going to get this horse to pay attention. No. That's not schooling.
I hate that.
All right, so for me, schooling my horse at a horse show is going to be take your numbers off. So you take all the pressure off. So, like, we go to open shows with our horses and our clients, and we'll let them practice. And we're going to say, take your numbers off. And I'll go into class with them. Right?
Yeah, like we went to one show, it was called the Firecracker, right? And we went in our work saddles, and like Jeremy was like, I want you to go to your feet 5 times out of the rail, and if you feel her soften, pet, and then ride like they're around and do something else. Like that was our schooling because it gave me a chance to just kind of relax in the show pen. Yeah, I had I don't think we had chaps on, did we?
We didn't have chaps on. We didn't have tails in.
No, and it was relaxing for me and my horse to be in there. But yeah, he gave us like little missions to do. Instead of just being like, oh, I want you to shuffle, and jump her in and like try to show, you know.
Yeah, when you keep jabbing the horse's face, it takes 5 or 6 strides to regroup. Yep. So I think that's the bigger thing is like when you go to the horse show too, make sure that you get in, like you slow that class down in your mind so that if you're going to pick up, you're going to stay up and hold. Hold that horse to it, right? I see too much of this in the show pen. Rarely have I ever seen that improve something. Have you ever seen that improve something? Where you like ride and you just do one of these?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever fixed that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think I've ever fixed that. And Bonnie, so I'll just tell the ring steward, it's okay. Because I had people, I went to an open show once, took my numbers off, everybody stopped me. Like I was loping the first way and the judge like, your numbers. I was like, it's fine. It's okay. But yeah, so, and like what we did at the open show when we went and schooled is I just rode next to my clients, right? I showed off the rail and I showed right next to them and I just talked to them the whole time, right? Or what I would suggest doing is like, because you can take your chaps off and still get placed. And I'm not there to take anybody's prizes, right? So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to go to open shows. I'm going to put some AirPods in.
This is amazing. Yeah, if you guys ever go to one of our horse shows and you guys want to hang out with us, we put AirPods in, and then like especially when not when we're showing, obviously, but when we're practicing, don't cheat. When we're practicing, and he'll sit up in the stands and talk to me while I'm riding, and that is so nice. It is so nice.
So we're gonna go and like we'll go to the open shows and we'll put some AirPods in, and I'm gonna talk them through the class. Right, you're gonna have me in the ear like a radio spotter for NASCAR, and we're gonna talk you through the class. Because I think that'll help a ton.
Yeah, the whole time before I showed the Congress, we'd go out in the practice pen, and like he would sit up on a rail, and then I would lope like the whole rail, and then he'd be like, okay, reverse. And it was like a class, and he'd be like, okay, go to your feet, and drop out, and then someone's gonna pass you. It was really nice, because then when I got a show pen, I could just like hear that in my head the whole time. It was really nice.
Yep, absolutely. You guys in Jess Berganza trained, don't think you've ever seen him jab. Yeah, yep. I actually know Jess, I shod horses for a little while. I was a horseshoer for a small period of time. Out in Iowa, and I got to meet Jess. We did his horses out there. Super nice guy. He's had a lot of success in the trail lately. Very good. Is it seen as disrespectful to a judge? I mean, some judges would see it that way, but you're going to have to work through your rider's nerves, right? Especially for us, like we have a lot of amateur clients or novice amateurs that have not shown much at a level past 4-H. So I'm always kind of building people up to go to quarter horse and compete. I think, have I ever had a client that was successful before they came to me? Like in the paint school? I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever had someone send me a horse that was like broke, that was winning, ever. No. Or a client that had moved up from 4-H, like was showing and winning at a breed level. I don't think that's ever happened in my life. I don't think so. So I'm usually moving people up that are like open show 4-H and building them up to show quarter horse and show Congress. So I have a lot of clients that are very nervous in the show pen, or they don't understand like the mindset you have to have, because I think that horse showing is more a mental game than anything, especially the bigger the show. If you can go to the Congress with a game plan and go execute your plan, then you won't worry about who's around you.
Yeah, I think a big thing too.
Which I think is huge.
Yeah, that was huge. Because when I first showed up at the Congress, it was, I think I did a pretty good job. I wasn't too nervous.
No, not at all.
I did pretty good. But the one thing that made me relaxed about it is that my horse and me were ready.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. And like my horse is ready for this. Yep. It's really hard because I went above my feet and she like dropped in all the time. Like her buttons were always there. But it's really hard to get that when you go both your feet, like, okay, and they kick out your spur or they like kick their head. I'm like, I can't go in, I can't go in. I think that's why people get nervous, is because their buttons don't work.
Your buttons don't work.
And like
you should be nervous.
Terrifying. That is terrifying.
Yep, you should be nervous. And that's the thing, like we see that all the time. People are like, well, I get really nervous in the show pen, my horse gets really nervous in the show pen, and I ride it and I go, you should be scared, right? Your horse doesn't hold its shoulders up on its own. So hopefully like when we're riding along here, we're seeing different stuff. Like Jasmine, your horse is a great example of that. When we're riding along and our horse holds its shoulders up on its own, that's a different feeling. So when you start pushing your horse on and you got to like drive it up, that's such a cool feeling to get, right? That's what we're trying to create for you guys. So it's about getting your horses to push up and stay pushed up so that they hold their shoulders up on their own, because so much of the time, our horses at home are not staying up.
That's what Mike was going. That's what my dad would say too. Still, I'm like, did it look good? He's like, well, you should have won.
Yeah, if the judge is a trainer or has been at any point, they'll totally get it. Absolutely understand. And that's where like for me, you could absolutely run it through show management. That's fine. But the way I see it, I'm not going to be excessive about it. I'm not going to get in anybody else's way, right? And that's why I take my numbers off. Like I'm still paying an entry fee. I'm here supporting the show, and I'm making sure that judge gets paid, right? Because if people don't come to the horse show, the judge doesn't have a job. But it just kind of says to him, like, I'm not here to take, and that's like for us especially, like we go to open shows, I'm not looking to steal anybody's money, right? And I know how, like when I started, when I was a young kid in 4-H and the trainers would show up at their shows and we'd beat them, oh man.
I know.
That meant everything to me.
The whole weekend I'd be like, I would.
I beat them. Just see them, I beat them. Yeah.
And you see my Congress, be like, I beat you.
Yep, exactly. I beat them once. I want to stress to you guys, don't be results oriented when you go to horse shows. All right. So, and that's been like my big speech for all of my clients and all the horses that we bring up, because like I said, I don't think I've ever in my career had somebody send me a broke show horse that was out there winning beforehand. So I always tell people, look, we're not going to base our decisions based off the placing in this class. All right. We're not going to decide if we're doing the right thing or the wrong thing based on how we place in this class. Right? To me, if I'm doing the right thing or wrong thing, I want to know, did my horse stay together? Was he consistent? Was it a good ride? That's what I care about. All right? Because like I'm a big poker player, and this is an example I give a lot. All right? Poker.
Megan, that'd be so awesome. It'd be amazing. Listen, I'm going to you for a few months. Not all that far either. Oh, that'd be so amazing, Grace.
Yeah, that'd be great. We would love to help. So this is a chart, a table chart of poker starting hands. All right. So this is like very basic poker rules. All right. So this is basic strategy. These are your odds of winning based on your starting hand.
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
All right. So we're playing Texas Hold'em here. All right. Playing Texas Hold'em. And if you have ace in your starting hand, all right, and this isn't right. Poker odds. Oh, shoot. Okay. Anyway, the starting hand in poker, if I'm not mistaken, it's 55% to win.
We
Right.
do scratches where there's helping calm down the show pen. I do that right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah, and Betsy, you have to remember, like, if your horse is nervous from what he's been through, you're gonna have
a lot of time, like...
You're gonna have some work there, some mental work there. Yep. Jennifer's like, can't even with that. Too much math.
Yeah, me neither.
But so what I'm saying is, your
What are you
odds,
trying to get here?
your odds of winning, even with ace, are you're 86% to win against a random hand. Well, that means 14% of the time you're not going to win. So 1 or 2 out of 10 times you're not even going to win if you go with the best horse, right? If you just think about odds, right? So I look at that and I go, even in poker, if you start with the best one, you might not win.
Right.
So I tell people all the time, don't be results oriented. You could go in with the best horse and not win that day, right? So don't let the judge's placing determine whether that's a win for you or not. All right. Let a win for you be, how good was my horse? Did I have a good ride? Did the problems in the show pen, are they problems that I have at home that I've been working on?
Right.
All right. That's what I want. All right. So if I go to the horse show and my horse falls over in its shoulder and I don't like the way it lopes, but it does it at home too, that's fine. Right? If I place 6th and I know I have a glaring hole like that, I'm fine. Because in 3 weeks, I'm going to go to the horse show and maybe I'll be 4th. Right? And then I'm going to work on it for 3 more weeks. Maybe I go to the horse show and I'm 2nd. Right? So I always tell people, if you go to a horse show, so say we have a bunch of clients here, like we got paints and quarters, right? Remember that when you go to the Congress, it is a series of little horse shows. All right? So I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna blow your mind. All right? This is how I think of the Congress. You go to the Congress, it is a series of small horse shows. Okay? So I want you guys to go to your local horse show, find 20 random horses to show against. All right? That's the Congress. So go show the novice amateur, the novice youth at the Congress. And show against a random pen of 20. Any random pen. If you can consistently be in the 1st or 2nd at any random horse show, be 1st or 2nd, you can go to the Congress and make it out of your cut.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the Congress is a random selection of 20 horses, right? In every group of 20 horses, there's going to be 2 to 3 that are sweet, that get it done, that go out there and they do their job, all right? There's going to be 14 that are okay, or 12 to 14 that are okay. There's going to be 2 or 3 that blow the class.
Right.
That's any random pen of horse show. 20 horses, all right? So we split at the Congress at 20 horses. So you have to be 1st or 2nd on any given weekend against any given group of 20 horses.
Right.
All right? If you want to make the cut at the Congress.
Right.
Plain and simple. Right? If you can't place in the top 2 in a pen of 20 horses, you shouldn't go to the Congress. You won't make it on your cut. Right. So if you're riding around at your horse show, your local show, and you are 6th or 7th consistently, don't go to the Congress. Save your money. Right? Save your money, upgrade your training, right? Spend that money on training, spend that money on lessons, something to get yourself to where you can consistently be in the top 1 or 2. It doesn't take the most talented horse, it takes the most broke horse, right? This is a horse show, not a talent show. And that's a big difference, right? As a judge, it's not the judge's job to find the most talented horse in the pen. It's the judge's job to find the one that presents the best on that given day, all right? So your horse has to present well. I've seen super talented horses that have bobbles, right? I've seen judges look past bobbles. And I've seen judges where they go, well, if that horse hadn't done that, right, it would have been in the top 1 or 2, right? So I've saved a lot of my clients' money over the years in saying, this is not a good idea.
Right.
We don't need to go to the Congress, right? We've got to get better ourselves. Our horse has got to be more broke, or we've got to upgrade our horse because our horse just simply can't do this, right, at that level, right? I've also cost myself a lot of clients. I've absolutely cost myself a lot of clients, all right? So, and Kelly, that's a good point. It's okay to go as long as everybody's on the same page.
Right. It's hard when you go and feel like, I'm going to win, and then you'll be like, well, we're going to be here to practice, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I hate seeing trainers take clients under the premise of, don't worry, all the stars will align and you will have the best ride of your life at the Congress. I'm going to put it out there, that's not going to happen.
No, it's a lot of pressure.
It's not going to happen. Under that kind of pressure, under that kind of environment, you are rarely ever going to have anywhere near even close to the best ride of your life. Right. All right? So, do you like your horse on a bad ride? Because that's probably what you're going to have at the Congress.
Probably.
Right? Do we like our horse on a bad ride or an average ride? Because that's probably what you're going to have at the Congress. No. All right? You're going to have an average ride. No. Unless all the stars come together, and that's usually your champion.
Yep.
Right? So what I want people to understand that you don't need to go to a horse show to know how you're going to do if everybody's honest and open with each other.
Right. Exactly.
Right? But there's a lot of bad actors out there that will just take people's money and be like, oh, you're going to do so good. We're going to win. We're going to the world show this year. We qualified. We're going to do so good. And they don't have a snowball's chance of winning there. Right? There's zero chance you're even going to make the cut. Right. And that breaks my heart for them and for everybody. Right?
It's frustrating.
It's frustrating.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Yep, absolutely. It's a lot of money. So what I always tell people is, you know what? Let's come up with a longer term plan. Because horses are long term. If you're thinking about your horse over the next 2 months, you're short-sighted. It's not going to work for you. It's not a good sport for you. Right? Horses are long-term animals. So you got to look in terms of show seasons. Okay? I'm from Michigan. We got the Detroit Lions out here. We've been rebuilding for the last 23 years. Right? We're still rebuilding our team. All right? So I get new clients in my barn. I'm like, okay, this year's a rebuilding year. Yeah. Right? So what you need to think of when you come to my barn, you come to any new program, you need to think, okay, this trainer's got to learn me. I got to learn this program. My horse has got to learn this trainer's program. We're going to rebuild over the next 6 months. Yep. And then we're going to run hard the next year when everybody knows each other. All right?
That's what we did.
So I have several clients now that have shown a lot. Right? Their horses have been shown a lot and done really well. Their horses have shown a lot. They've shown a lot. They've had a lot of success. They want to make the leap to the next level. Right? So we said, you know what? This year's a rebuilding year for you. Right? You're going to learn how to show under me. You're going to learn, your horse is going to learn our buttons and our program. It's going to take us a season to do that. Right? It's absolutely going to take us a season to do that. And what you should plan on, if you can financially swing it, is you should plan on going to a world show this year just to get the experience. All right? Just to get the experience. So that when you go, you know how it's going to run. All right? So that you can run hard at it next year. The Lions, that is a long-term plan.
That's a long-term plan.
Someday.
If you ever take 23 years, I'd be like, maybe we should move on.
Yep. So I always advise people you should go to the horse show. You should get the experience. If you place there this year, fantastic. We come up with, here's how I think you'll do. Here's how if you step outside your comfort zone and you show your butt off, here's how you'll do. And then here's a stretch goal. All right? So like when Macy showed with me for the first year, we said, if you make the finals, you're in good shape. You did awesome. Right? If you place in the top 15, that would be amazing. If you were top 10, that'd be a dream come true.
Yeah.
That's how we looked at it. Right? And I had clients where we took a girl to showmanship the first year, and I said, you know what? You've never shown at this level before. She'd only shown open shows in 4-H before this. I said, we're going to go there. We're going to try to make the finals. If you make the finals, you're doing awesome. You have 2 years left of 13 and under. So this year, you're going to learn. Next year, you're going to run at it. All right? So have a plan in mind. For those of you that have 14, 18ers, or if you're a 14 or 18er yourself and you're watching this,
Right.
know that it's going to be very difficult for you to compete your first year in 14 to 18. Right? So your years to be competitive are going to be when you're 13 and 13 under, and when you're 17 and 18, or 19 in the 14 to 18. Right? For those of you guys that are amateurs that watch this, you're good. You got lots of time. Right? The only gaming that you're going to work on is your novice status.
Yeah. I'm still novice.
I hate seeing people give up their novice status because their trainer convinced them to run every single weekend.
We saved I think I've
You have like half a point or point and a half away.
But I wanted to save it because I had Peanut coming.
Yep.
And that was like the one place I can push really hard at and do well in it.
Yep.
It's hard when you get into like the just straight amateur.
For a lot of people in the regular amateur, like if your goal was, I'm going to win the amateur Western Pleasure at the Congress.
Oh my gosh.
For a lot of people, that's going to be out of reach. Right?
That's insane.
If only because the biggest thing you have to have is you have to have a horse that's bred well enough to be talented enough to hang with that group of girls, right? Not only are the amateurs at the top of like quarter horse, have they been riding and showing their entire lives because financially they can swing that, but financially they can swing a really nice horse with a really good trainer, right? So I'm not going to say that money is what's going to stop you, but talent will stop you, right? That you're going to have something supremely talented to go win the amateur Western Pleasure at the Congress. I don't have any dreams of us doing that for a long time. Like, we're realistic. We're not going to win that class.
No.
Right? We're not going to take our horse that we paid less than $15,000 for, right, and go win that class. Right? We're not going to take our $8,500 horse out there and go win that. Right? So when you guys see Peanut, we paid...
You never know.
We paid $8,500 for it. Right? It's probably not going to happen. Right? So we're trying to make...
But she could do really well in the novice.
We're trying to make her the best $8,500 horse we can make. Right? And I see her videos now and I go, that's pretty nice. Like, that's a nice horse right there. Right? So I would much rather just be honest with my clients and set realistic goals. It's one of the first things I do with my clients is set a goal.
Well, I think it's so hard when you get their hopes up and then it comes
crashing down.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really hard. Yeah, you never know, Brittany. You wait. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna win.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, go to the big show, watch the winners and learn. Absolutely. I don't ever let my clients leave the show pen and go, well, that judge didn't really like me that year, this show, right? That judge doesn't know what he's talking about. That's politics. I don't let people do that. I don't let people make excuses for your ride, right? If you go out there and you don't place well, what do we need to do better? All right? So I tell people all the time, I don't care about politics. Are there politics? Sure, there's politics, right? There's absolutely politics. But what I want is I want you to be so good they have to use you. Right? So I look at it and I go, I'm just not going to give them a reason. If they're not going to use me, I want them to have to explain to everybody at that horse show why they didn't use me. Right? I want my horse to be soft and supple and look like it's fun to ride. And if they don't use me for that, that's on them. Right? But if I don't place in a class, I'm going to go, here's what we need to do different. Here's what we need to improve on. Here's how we're going to change for the next show. Right? I'm going to go, for what reason could they not have liked me? And I'm going to take that reason away. Right? If my neck is just slightly up and I go out there and they don't use me, I'm going to drop it down. Right? I'm going to drop that neck down. I'm going to try to take that reason away until they don't have a reason not to use me. And I think if you approach it with that mentality, you'll find yourself in the finals more often than not. Yep. Absolutely, Brittany.
Yeah,
if your horse moves great and you look great and you're confident, you will get there.
Yeah.
Right? If you're out there showing your horse like it's fun to ride and you're having a good time, you'd be shocked how politics don't really play into as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Politics are going to make the difference between sixth and fourth, seventh and third, maybe, but rarely do the politics make the difference between winning and losing.
Right.
You know, like we say, like my horse has got to be a better jogger than most trainers, than the big dogs,
Yeah.
right? But we could say that by the same token, the big dogs' horses are just better than mine. They're just more than mine,
Just a little more. Yeah.
right? So are there politics? Maybe.
No, I think there are politics. Yeah.
But those guys have good horses
But
too
I think
that
the
are
big
prepared
thing.
well.
I think the big thing too is that yes, there are politics, but you can't blame it on the politics.
Yes. I'm not going to let people use
You
that
can't say,
excuse.
"Oh, I didn't win because it was so and so." You know what I mean? But
Bingo,
that's
Brittany.
the thing.
Bingo. I do not allow my clients to use excuses that politics or why they didn't place.
right.
Right? If we don't place, we've got something to work on, I promise. And that's my goal is like I'll always be at the pen and I'm going to be at the pen watching and we're going to find something to work on.
Yeah.
Bingo, Bonnie. Bingo. Yep. It's you can't look over and be like, wow, the horse is knocking out, look back over and not like it.
Right.
It doesn't work. First is always easy to find. That's why I said like your random pen of 20 horses, first and second are usually pretty easy to pick out. So are last and second to last. Those are easy. It's the sorting out the middle that's really hard.
Right.
Okay, so your winner is going to stand out most of the time in any given pen of 10, 20 horses. Yep.
What's your opinion on the world show waiving the qualifications?
I don't have a thought on it. I think it's a good thing. I think the paint world, bingo, Brittany. The trainers and people that place high have done the work. They have very consistent horses. Absolutely. I think that the paint world really hurt themselves when they forced people to qualify and they split it into 2 world shows.
Yeah,
I think that really hurt them. I don't particularly like qualifying for the world show. I think the qualifying at the world show, and this is just my opinion because there's several different thoughts between the world show and the Congress. The world show shows very different than the Congress, right? The horses show very different. At the world show, you push them up, you push them out. At the Congress, you suck them back, you go way slow. Okay? So I think the Congress is a tougher horse show than the world show.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Don't shoot me. Right? Mm-hmm. Don't shoot. I think the Congress is a tougher horse show than the world show because you have a bigger group of horses.
There's a lot of people that go to the Congress.
And just statistically, if you have a pen of 100 horses versus a pen of 40 horses,
I don't know why it's so different.
I have a theory. I think if you have a pen of 100 horses versus a pen of 40 horses, you're always going to have more better ones in 100 than you are 40.
What's your theory?
So, I think that, yeah, Congress is much more competitive, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Why is it so different? Ohio is a northern state. In the north, you go slow.
Okay.
You go slow up north because you are confined to smaller indoors.
I feel like you're talking about Game of Thrones.
Yep.
The north.
In the north.
In
Yep.
the north.
Up north, you go slower because you're confined to smaller indoors. So, and we're used to cramming more horses in a smaller pen, right? Down south, you go show around the rail, right? So you go show a big outdoors. You put many more horses out there. Your horse can move out, right? I also think that the world show is more publicized by AQHA. I think they watch it a lot closer. So people show more true to the rules at the world show than the Congress, I think.
Yeah.
I think the Congress, you got to dial them back.
Yep.
And I've heard that from several people, so I don't think that's just me talking. Yep.
Do you think it's going to bring more horses? Do you think it's a good idea for level 1 to go to a world show?
Level 1 horse or level 1 rider? Because they don't have level 1 at the world show, right? Do they?
I don't think they do. Level
So
1?
they waived
They have
it.
A level 1? I don't know.
I mean, the novice championships is a good show. Yeah, they don't have level 1, so you're gonna have a hard time. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time there.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Congress is that you can go in like the novice stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Because you're going to be level 1 showing there, you're going to show against amateurs. That's going to be really hard for you.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yep. Does having a show and qualify and having to keep that horse peaked feeding the difference at Worlds? Could be. Yeah. Yep. So if you want to be level 1, you need to go to the novice championship show, level 1 championship show. Because level 2 and 3 is going to be really hard. Yeah. No, I don't think that's a good idea personally. Unless, again, you could win in a given pen of 20 horses at the amateur level. Go show in the amateur at your weekend show, right? Go show there. And like I tell people all the time, if you can win at your local show, go show at a state level show. If you can win a state level show, go show at a regional level show. If you win at a regional level show, go show at a world show, right? And then there's a progression to that, right? But it's consistency.
Yep.
Don't go out there and be first one weekend and be 12th the next, right? You need to find yourself in the top on any given day. I tell people all the time, if you can win and be first or second at an average weekend with an average ride, where you go, you know what, I wasn't really working hard through that ride. It was just kind of cruising around. I just had a fun ride. If you can win with that, go show at a bigger show.
Right.
Go somewhere else. Yep. My dream is to show level 1 at Congress 20. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Want to do championship show? Yeah, I know. That's hard. It's really, this year's been so hard.
Yeah.
But this year, that's why we're here, right? It's April. That's why we're here. Yeah, we're going to do some more videos here in just a minute. We'll do like the next 20 minutes. We'll talk for like 3 more minutes. Last 20 we'll wrap up videos. So the World Show, this year is such a good year for this, right? We're all finding each other early on in the season. We can go make progress this year and be ready to run hard next year, right? So let's say this time next year, novice championships, level 1 championships. I could call it a novice. AK just gonna yell at me. Let's say level 1 championships next year. Let's all go.
Be fun.
Everybody go. We're gonna go to Wilmington, Ohio. We're gonna go show there. Let's all go show as a big group of 40 people, right? And see what happens. Do I think there's gonna be a big influx of Congress entries? Yeah, I do. NSBA World is a lot of fun.
That's a lot of fun. That's a tough show.
I think the rail stuff is very, very difficult at the NSBA World. The pattern stuff is easier than the Congress. So when I look at people that win the showmanship or the equitation or something like that, I see the people that win at the NSBA World not winning at the Congress. Because there's more people there at the Congress.
Yeah.
There's tougher competition at the Congress. So if you're going to show pattern stuff at the NSBA World, great show.
Yeah.
If you're going to show rail stuff, that's a tough show.
That's a tough show.
That's a tough show. Yep. Usually your NSBA World pleasure horse is going to win at the Congress too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, wake up. First show is Region 3. Yep, I've been on one. Absolutely, Megan. Absolutely. And it's just like for me, I would much rather go to bed at night and say like, I'm gonna.
I know. We were gonna go to the Pin Worlds too.
Mm-hmm. I would much rather go to bed at night and say I was honest with my people, and I'm not gonna take their money.
Right.
Not gonna take their money. I want people, because most of the time, and again, I've rarely had the luxury of having ultra rich clients. So I try to spend my clients' money like it was mine. How am I going to spend my money? Where am I going to get the most bang for my buck with this horse, right? Someone just starting the breed show to start amateur and novice. Absolutely novice. Absolutely novice. Yeah, Dawn, is the Pinot World still going to happen?
I don't know.
That's going to be
they
close.
They might push it back.
Yep. Where's my Hudson Gelling that have, NSBA papers? I know. Yep. June, that's going to be tough. Because we had a group that we were planning on taking to the Pinot too. And that's going to be hard.
Is it canceled? Yeah, I keep my fingers crossed.
Start novice or rookie. Yes. Start novice or rookie and absolutely protect your novice status.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So if you have to start blowing some classes, because novice, like, it lasts as of January 1. So you could start January 1 with 24.5 points, and 25 is the point out, and show all year long on novice. Right? So, like with Macy, we showed her Charlie mare a lot, and she won quite a bit really fast. So we had to stop showing to protect her novice status. Because, again, like we said, our odds of showing and placing and doing well in the regular amateur, are slim. So, yep. And that's why we do like the non-pro and the limited stuff, because that's a good class for her.
That's crazy. I keep it still on.
Yeah, I don't know if they have novice or rookie over fences. I am not up on my fences stuff, so I couldn't tell you.
No. I wonder if they'll have the pinto roads.
I don't know.
That'd be crazy. Protecting my novice says showmanship has started. Like shoot with the young horse. Oh,
that sucks.
That's always so worried.
So that's what happens, right? Like you got a new team now, and that's gonna be hard. Okay, so who asked me? Kelly Phipps, right? Did you ask me? Caitlin Phipps. You asked me if I was gonna go over your video.
That's why I told my client about pinto roads. Not going to waste your time, money. Yeah, there's no warm-up shows or anything.
It's hard. Very hard. Yep, you're going to be very ready. But the cool part about that is everybody's in the same boat, right? That's the nice part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wanna go over this video?
Yes. Let's talk some horses. We're talking horse shows.
The most fun, the best. Yeah,
yeah.
true.
Yeah, everybody's in the same boat. Mm-hmm. Giving lessons, goals, go pins. There you go. Perfect.
That'd be awesome.
Yep. So this is Duchess. I talked to you briefly about this. Yeah. Okay. So this was we were talking at you earlier, right? Talking at you earlier about the push and catch. So here we have that hip. I really like that hip coming through that line.
Yeah, looks good.
Right? Love this position, but this is a right or left lead. This should follow out to a left lead.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it confuses your horse when you push that hip that way, and then okay, we're gonna go. Like, there's one spot in the video where you go off the other way. Push your hips to the line. This is good. I like these lines. Really good. Good night, Bonnie.
Night, Bonnie.
So that looks awesome. So we see those legs tracking straight at us. I love it.
Yep.
Love it. Good back, good release, good back, good release, good back, good release. Right here. Now this is what I'm talking about. So this is going to be a hip around. I want to see more bend in our neck because you see that horse jawing all over you?
Yep.
Right? So really take that neck away. So this is a turn of the forehand. Yep. When you leave their front end like that and you don't take their neck around, you don't make them bend their neck, that's a turn on the forehand. Perfect, Jeffrey, will. So this is a turn on the forehand, which I don't like, and that needs to be a left lead out of this, but look, wait, what's happening? We look like we're setting up for a right lead now.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, right? Remember, we're pushing that hip onto the lead we want, right? So now we're going ribbed over, because look, like you're correcting her for having her hip over the other way now, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's a little bit confusing for me, okay? Brittany, inside and step out.
Yep.
Clip the strap to the inside and push them out.
Yep.
So like this lead is cute. She's using her neck a bit. She needs to be pushed up.
Yep.
Right? Again, forward creates correctness, right? So we're missing just a little bit of flow here. So just drive that up. So you can hold your outside foot and tap your inside as you kiss and drive this up a little bit to get some flow and some rhythm.
Right.
All right? So that's kind of what we were talking about in the other video too. Jasmine's video, where she's so much better now, she's pushed up.
Yep.
Right? Because you're really deep behind here. This looks great. But you're just a little scrambly up front. She's kind of lost her rhythm. So I'm going to push this up a little bit more. She's having to use her neck to use her shoulders. Right?
Yep.
So feel free to drive that up a little bit more. Back looks good. Turn looks good. Now she's leaning on you right here, so we might back that up.
Yep.
She's putting her weight on her back end. I like it. There, she untracked her back end, so that can be a back end.
Yeah, it's really confusing at first.
Yeah.
Like when you're pushing your hip to the...
Push your hip towards the lead you want.
Yeah, towards the lead you want.
Yep. Push it. So you're going to go, it'll be your opposite leg, right? So it's always your outside leg you're pushing your hip around with, and then you lope off. So it's going to be push and then send them out, right?
If you can't keep it moving, you just kind of tap your other leg.
Mm-hmm. I guarantee if you hold your outside and go and tap your inside leg, they'll step out.
Yep.
Guarantee it. Because remember, if they don't move out, they're bracy right through here. Right? It's like right here, if you were to take your inside leg and just go as you kiss and create that kind of, they'll pop right up. Yep. Absolutely. So this all looks really good.
The lines look good coming at us.
The lines look really good. So right here, like that was hip around to the left, needs to be left lead out of this.
Left lead, yep. She's just kind of doing the opposite, so I can see that gets a little confusing for her.
And then like, if you want to really to move out, you could call this mistake right here. Okay, so this is something that you guys will have the same problem with. A lot of people will do this. It's one thing to think our way through the transition, but look, this is trotting, trot, lope.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna shut that down.
You back up, doing a hip round, lope off again.
I'm gonna say you can walk off. You can walk and think about this because you're putting your legs together at least for a little while.
Yep.
But you can't trot because I'm kissing.
Right.
All right, so if my horse trots, I'm gonna break it back down, push that hip, try again. All right, and that might take you a little while to get right. Like you might stay in that maneuver for a while, pushing that hip, lope off, push that hip, try to lope off, push that hip, try to lope off, until that horse lopes, and then it'll be a big like, good girl, let her relax, let her take a breath. Once you get over that hurdle, and then she lopes off consistently, you'll be in really good shape. Because we do not want them to trot off when I kiss. Okay? Especially if I'm coming from a hip around move like that. Like if we've already decided she's in the grade that she can lope off from a hip around, then we're not going to trot into that. Or we're going to make sure she stays up and to us. That was good. A lot of people will struggle with that. A lot of people have a hard time with that.
Yep.
So here we're going to push this hip. So this is going to be right lead now.
Yep.
Right? Hip going to the right. And see now we're going to, so we remember we're pushing that hip around to get shape.
Right.
So if you push that hip around and then you try to go to the left, you're going to be over here, right? You got to make that big move back across. So that's kind of telling her, like, don't go that way, right? So go that way, go that way, go that way, go that way, don't go that way, right? And then lope off. And she's going to be confused about that. Yep.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
Don't worry if you get trapped up and confused. The biggest thing with horses is don't let your horse know you're confused. Just own it. And like right here, I just want to see you move out.
Yep, I agree.
And it's going to be tapping that leg and backing up with a kiss. So I'm going to kiss and tap that inside leg.
Yep.
So a lot of times, like, we'll get to riding, you want to, like, we can bang them out of the rhythm, right? So if your lope is doing this, right, I can go, right? We call it double tap, right? If you take your leg, your inside leg, and kind of go pop, pop, they'll kind of like, it'll unlock them.
Right.
It kind of surprises them. They'll be like, whoa, they got to step up, right? And then just make sure she doesn't fall below that standard of quality because like this is kind of rumbly. We don't have a lot of rhythm here, right? Especially if you compare that to like Jasmine's video from earlier. She's got a lot more rhythm now.
Turn to the outside and hold your side leg if that helps. Yeah.
Yep.
That helps, yeah.
Yep.
Turn to the outside. Yeah.
Turn her head to the outside with and push that leg.
I feel like whatever leg you're pushing with is the leg you're going to keep on and lope off with. So if you're pushing with your right, you're going to keep that right leg on and lope left leg. Like if your right leg's on, pushing the hip around.
You're going to lope.
You're going to hold, just continue holding that right leg and then lope off with your right leg.
Yeah, you shouldn't change legs. And what you'll find...
Don't ever change your leg. If you're pushing with your left leg, keep your left leg on, you're going to lope right lead. And if you keep your right leg on, you're going to keep your right leg on and lope left lead.
Yep. What you will find, and why this works, is we are scissoring our horse up between our feet, all right? This is confusing me, yeah.
I know, that's confusing.
So we are going to scissor this horse up between our feet, okay? Yep, I'm good. All right? So what you could do, let me make sure this is right. All right, what you could do is you could realize that you can indirect turn your horse off this foot, right? And you could push your hip off this foot, and both of those work on a right lead. My feet don't have to change position, all right? So when you go to push your hip around, your head's going to go this way, which will make your hip go this way, and then we just continue to lope off on that lead,
right?
All right? Then when we do an indirect turn, our shoulders go this way, we keep our outside legs close, and then we lope off, we are set up to lope on a right lead, and our horse is going to stay up off the inside leg, all right? So remember, we're taking this leg. If this is our lead, this is our lope line, all right? You'll always have your outside leg back, your inside leg forward, all the way down that line, all right? So when you do these indirect turns,
got it now?
Yep. When you do these indirect turns, you're pushing your hip this way. When you're doing a hip around move, you're pushing your hip this way. Do an indirect turn, you're pushing your hip this way, right? So it's always going to be inside leg up by their shoulder, outside leg back by their hip, all right? So what that means is when you lope off, whether it's an indirect turn or a hip around, you never have to change your foot position, all right? So I could push my horse's hip around this way and then go to a right lead lope off and never have to change. Never take that foot away, never do anything more with it, right? I could also do an indirect turn and lope off and never have to change my foot. I just add my outside, right? So It's okay if they're doing a turn on the forehand, we're doing hip control. I want to keep their front legs moving,
Yeah.
right? Because if you let their front leg stand still, you let them hold the ground. This is an indirect turn. So do you see how you're coming this way so you can lope off on your right lead out of that?
Yep.
Right? So we can indirect again, hopefully, after we fix our hair. Okay, so hip around this way is fine because it's still right lead,
Yep.
right? Think about how this horse is going to lope off. You got your left leg on. It's going to be right leading out of this. Right leading. See how we're setting up for left now?
Yep.
We've switched, which means that this leg that was pushing, right? We were pushing our horse this way, pushing your hip that way, now has to lope off with her hip this way.
Right.
Do you see how those things do work against each other? So keep that in mind. If you're pushing your hip around this way, then you want to continue to lope around on that lead. All
On
right?
the indirect turn, are we keeping our back end still like a pivot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you do an indirect turn, so if we go back to her indirect, so here is our indirect turn right here. We want to keep their back end still because we're trying to get those shoulders up and back. All right? So remember, when you make a leg stand still, or rather, the reason why a leg stands still is because it's where their weight is. All right?
Yep.
So when you have the weight back on their back end, they're going to hold a pivot foot, right? So by the same token, if they do a turn of the forehand and hold a pivot foot, it's because all their weight is there. I don't want to do a turn on the forehand and have their weight be right there,
Right.
because then they're going to pop off their front end and lope off, right? So I like seeing, and you can see it in my video too, I would rather see a hip around. So here's my hip going to the right, so there's a left lead, or hip going to the, which way is that? Left. So it'd be a left lead out of that. So hip left, left lead out. Right? So hip left. And see how I'm letting her walk around. She's got to keep walking. Keep your front end in motion. So left lead out. So I'm going to try again. So hip around, and then left lead. See how everything can just stay moving right there. And she got stuck on me too. Right? So now I'm going to push her out because she fell in. And I'm just trapping this horse between my feet. But see how I can still leave my outside leg on. I'm still set up for a left lead lope right here.
Right.
Right? So that's what I'd rather see. Just like that. So then she softened and she relaxed, so I should lope off here in just a second. Softened and relaxed, hip is still over. Still have my right leg connected. Remember, I started this maneuver with a hip around for the left lead.
The left lead, yeah.
Yep, here comes my lope off. Perfect. See me start bouncing. She missed her lead, so I can push this around again, hopefully.
No.
Maybe.
I think you're talking.
Oh, I'm talking. I'm sure I'd pick it up here eventually, right?
No.
Maybe, eventually. Please, help. What am I doing? This is long trotting? What is this? Oh no, this is not educational. Who watches this? Now we're loping. All right. So, probably already asked us to do the hip around and bending them back. What if they won't walk forward? Pop this seat and she backs up. That's your hole. That's
Right.
your hole.
Yep.
Right? So if she backs up, I'm going to push her hip around again. Yep, Gracie, I will. Okay, so if they back away, and this horse didn't do it here, but she certainly has backed away. If I catch them and they back up, what they're not doing is bringing their hock close to their face. All right? So let's talk about that for a second. We come over here. Let me find a push and catch. Let me find the catch. Gotta be right there, right? So here's my push. Here's my catch. All right, so right there. Let me draw here. This is why this maneuver works. All right? So I had everything bent over there, right? So this was coming this way. Do you see how these two ends are moving away from each other? Moving away from each other, right? So you're taking your head, you're pushing it this way, and then you're taking your butt and you're pushing it this way. Okay? Do you see how those two ends are away from each other? So we're trying to make a round horse, right? So you see how when you start a hip around maneuver, you're making your horse longer, right? Your two ends are going away from each other. All right? Do you see that? So think about what we're doing there. We're pushing these ends away from each other, but when we catch her on the other side, that's when I'm winding her back up like this. Do you see how it makes me round? So remember, it starts with this. This is the beginner move. We're going to push these ends away from each other like this, and then I catch on the other side. So I push this hip as I pull this head this way. Right? Two ends going opposite ends of each other. Okay, so I'll play that so you can see it. And this is really good. I wish I'd done this earlier. So I'm going to pull my head this way, and I'm going to push my hip this way. All right? So I'm here doing this. All right? When I catch her on the other side, I'm going to bring everything in line. Do you see that? See how that makes my horse round right there?
Yeah.
She has to break in half. So this position, when I catch her right here, this is where she has to break in half, where she's got to start lifting her belly. And that's why tapping this leg works really well. Yeah. All right? So what your horse is not doing when you catch, here, what your horse is not doing when you catch is bringing this leg, let me move down. So now that I have her head, neck in line with her shoulders right here, right? Everything's lined up. Her next move has to be this leg towards her face. The only way she's going to do that is if it comes up here. Right. That's the only way that's going to happen. All right? If your horse does not swing this leg through, let me get rid of some stuff. All right? If your horse won't make, let's go just this leg. This next move, right? If it doesn't make this move next, it's like steps up. What it's doing is instead of going here, it's going here, right? It's going to go flat or it's not going to move because she's going to be like, I don't know how to get here. I don't know how to do this. So this is going to be a lot of your horses. They're not going to know how to do this, okay? This is what they've got to do.
I was just going to like fling your head. And...
So you're going to get this.
Yeah.
Bingo. All right? And this horse tries it on me too. She flips up like this.
Right.
So your mission is to get your horse to where it can make that swingy step right there. So if my horse were to back away from this, what she's literally doing is going, I'm not going to be round, right? You tried to catch her right here and she went, nope. Right. Do you see if I back, this is my back legs, right? This is my back end. We're trying to swing it around and bring it forward. Do you see how it makes my horse get round right there? Right? Makes it cant to the inside and swing forward. See that? So if my horse won't make this move, what you're going to find is they're literally doing this and backing away. Do you see how it lets me stay flat? That's why they're doing that.
Right.
All right? So I would push that hip around again, try to catch it again. And if that horse stands still, that's a big reward. Big, huge reward for standing still. If that horse walks forward, even bigger reward. Right? So that's going to start off like you're going to back away. They're not going to step this leg forward. Okay? Because if they have to step this leg forward, they're going to be a smaller package.
Right.
This end and this end are going to be physically closer together. All right? So what your horse does when it backs away, and it takes this leg and steps back here, when you catch it, is because you've brought this horse's head and neck over here. Right? And now it's a smaller package up front. So in order to stay flat, it stays back here. It steps back there. That's what it's going to do. Yep. So it's just evading the roundness. So I'm just going to push that hip around again. If my horse backs this leg away, that leg's coming back around, right? Because this leg moving this way is not what this maneuver is about. This maneuver is about this leg making this kind of move.
Right. Yep.
Around and through, right? That's what we want this hip around move to do.
Right.
Okay? Because that's what I want my outside leg to do when I lope off.
Right.
Make sense?
Agree.
Perfect. Very good. Glad it makes sense. So yes, keep doing it until she moves forward.
We can do, we'll be live tomorrow too, so we can do Hopefully, yeah.
Fingers crossed the weather's nice
We can
tomorrow.
kind of break down a little more hip control and stuff.
Yep. And I'll probably do that demonstration again so people see it, because that's probably the best way to explain it, is that leg's got to swing through over here.
Right.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, as soon as I kiss you, threw a little fit about it. Yeah. That's
I can't
what
believe you
they're
guys are up. It's 11 o'clock at night.
You're about to turn a pumpkin.
I know.
Yep.
I guess sometimes it's afternoon in some places.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
And morning some places.
Our California friends, it's only 8 o'clock.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
What time are you guys live during the day?
Sometime between noon and 3, usually, Eastern. Yep, noon and 3 Eastern.
Yep.
So it kind of depends on the weather, especially lately. It's been super windy, so we've had to go kind of play around the wind, or if it looks like it's not going to let up, then
Would
we
you
just have
guys
fight
like
through
to
it.
see a little more in-depth video tomorrow on hip control?
I think we need to.
Because we can do that.
Yep.
I'm trying to catch up on the live riders videos.
Oh, sure. Just 10 down here in the south. Yeah. Yep.
Oh my
There you go.
gosh.
So it's early for them.
It's 10 here. Where?
Yeah, she's in Wisconsin, Minnesota. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we can do a more in-depth video on this. Because this is like, it's so confusing.
Again, like this is a career move, right? Like your horse has to be good at this.
Yeah.
Has to be good at this. If your horse cannot make this move right here and bring this end around the same time it's holding this right here, right? Yeah.
That's crazy. 10?
Look at these people. We're the crazy ones,
I guess so.
right? If it can't bring this end closer to this end, we're trying to step this up.
9? What?
Yeah, we're trying to make our horse a smaller package by bringing its hinds forward. Show us with your horse that hates hip control the most. That's probably this one.
Yeah.
Probably this one.
Which I think Peanut likes him.
Even Peanut tries to outrun us.
She does try to outrun us a little bit.
Yep. Stay up to midnight. I'm a horrible sleeper. Yeah, I stay up late too.
I have been staying up late, but now I just get tired now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow. I'm trying to think who would be a good one.
And this is where having
I
someone
think-
on the ground will help you a ton.
Yeah, I think it depends though. Like if you guys want to see like a really in-depth video, we're gonna try to do a horse that's really good at it.
Really good at it, yeah.
So then you guys actually kind of like see what we're going for, because it's hard to use a horse that I guess not. I guess a horse that's not good at it, that's gonna be some other horses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would you guys rather see a horse that's really good at it, or like kind of gets feisty about
It's
it?
gonna take both. It's gonna take both.
I think it depends what you guys would like to see. Would you like to see how you work through one that's really bad with it, or one that's like good at it, and we can show you like in depth what it's supposed to do?
Don's is just Peanut.
Peanut, I love her so much.
Yeah, 1 p.m. in Australia. Jeez, I'm jealous.
I am too. We can do Peanut.
Yeah, we could do Peanut. Because she's gonna outrun our foot.
Yeah, she's gonna outrun her foot.
Especially to the... She's not gonna be good about to the right.
Peanut, peanut. It's actually with an I.
Yeah. Yeah.
We spell it Peanit. Because I like to be able to put
Nice.
a heart above it.
We have to have... That's...
Yes. What time do you say tomorrow?
Well, that's good.
What's the subject, please?
We all love Peanut. Oh.
I love her
She's
so
the little engine
much.
that could.
She is.
Yeah.
She's so sassy.
So we'll probably
What
somewhere
about
between 12 and 3, we can put a post on Instagram an hour earlier. How's that?
Yeah, we put posts up and let you guys know.
We'll put some up on Instagram an hour before.
Yeah.
We'll give you an hour heads up.
I have to make sure all my babies, like Marley, you can put a heart above the eye, Peanut, you can put a heart above the eye. So Marley's baby's gonna, and then I had a horse named Charlie that you could put above the eye.
Uh-huh.
So now I have to make sure all my horses have that. That's my rule.
That's the rule.
That's my rule.
Yep.
Like sometimes people name their horses after like characters like that. That's my rule. Has to have an eye.
Has to have an eye.
Has to have an eye.
Yep.
Baby Shark doesn't have an eye. Sharky does.
Sharky.
Sharky does.
Yep. Yeah, so sometime between noon and 3 Eastern,
Yeah, we can do that.
most likely. But yeah, we'll
should
probably
have that.
do, like, we'll end up doing a ton of this. Almost said,
Oh my goodness.
Um,
That's so funny. There you
There
go,
you go.
Don.
There you go. Because it's all about this right here, stepping forward. All right. So this is one of those things where having eyes on the ground or a video camera will help you a ton.
And we can like show you tomorrow how. I mean, I could even hop on Peanut and you could be my eyes on the ground and you could tell them like what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
like the people watching.
Yep.
That's what it should look like.
Yep.
And that should be an adventure.
Yes, that could be a huge adventure. Yep, absolutely.
Let's do that. You can start out, and then I can push it front, and you can be my eyes on the ground.
See, my fear would be that she's going to develop a different problem that we're going to have to bail on our hips and fix along the way.
Me?
Peanut.
With you?
With you.
With me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she's going to start coming up here.
Well, you gotta. That's what's gonna happen. You
I
need
know.
to work through that.
Princess Ella's and Sue Ellen because the Bears have Dallas thing that year. I have a camera. Still don't know if it's correct.
When you say that time to be without any light, does that mean you are just lights?
Depends on what I'm looking for, Michelle. So, in a situation like these hip around maneuvers, when I push my leg, so here I'm gonna stay connected, right? Stay connected through my shank now. So I'm gonna stay connected through my shank. So like there she kicks out. So I'm gonna go here, and now I'm gonna catch, and now I'm holding my shank on the right side, right? And what I mean by that is however much pressure you want that horse to sit on and maintain the shape with, all right? So think we're making the hockey stick, right? So our example we always gave was hockey stick in your horse body, right? So here's my horse head neck, here's the hip over. Okay, this right here. Whatever you want the pressure to be in order for this hip to stay on the inside, so if this is left lead, right? Whatever amount of pressure it takes to hold this hip over there is what you want. Yep, I will done. Oh, you just want to see if I got it or not.
I know she does.
She's just curious. Boom. Up and under.
Good job.
Right there. And see, that's all I got was 2 steps, right? So when you guys are doing this at home, 1 or 2 steps. That's all this horse could handle, right? So she's not good at this. So it's going to be here, up and under, right? And that pressure that I'm keeping on the outside leg that you can't see is just however much I want that horse to just maintain this bend on, right? So again, that's why you don't see me like digging and grinding that foot, because I don't want to have to dig and grind to get my hip to just stay right here. This should be automatic.
Right.
So this is going to be just softly resting against my shank or my calf, right?
Got his first say, yay,
awesome.
That's awesome.
Very good. Harris emailed me and said that the company that makes those spurs is actually shut down. So we don't know when they'll open, but everybody else will get theirs afterwards.
Yeah, we ordered them all. It's just now we're just still waiting. And
Yep.
I think that's everywhere you go, though. Everything's shut down or anything like that.
Yep. So that's going to be every hip run that you see me do. Let me go forward and do another one. Okay, here's another one. Forward number. That was a good one. Yes, do not ask for a lope from this yet. If you're just working on getting 1 or 2 steps, or Jasmine, like for your horse, if your horse doesn't go forward at all, you're not looking for a lope off yet.
No.
Nope. And like this horse, like I have a hard time loping out of this position. Right? This horse is not good at loping
She's
off.
a hard time popping up.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry. I know you're like,
She said, I got mine. I ordered mine right away. So we can watch this back in like half speed probably. So I'm right here. We'll push this around. And here you can really see that up and under right there. See that? I'm on my line, right? I come through, push this hip swings around, under, forward. And the key to it is that leg's coming forward as this neck comes around in line.
Yep.
Right? That's your correct timing.
Yep.
Right? So if there was a timing aspect of this, when that leg's in the air is when I want to be shifting things back around. Right? So you can see how I do that. We'll watch it back even slower. We'll really put her up in slow mo. So as this leg is coming through, okay, next step right here, this leg's gonna come forward. I'm gonna bring the head and neck in line. That'd be your lope off.
Yep.
Right? Because my horse can push off this leg right
does
here.
a really good job with that. So we can show you guys tomorrow like what that looks like and then how it transfers to a lope.
Yep.
Because she has a hard time taking that position and loping out of it.
Yep.
Like this is hard for her. Like
yeah. See, my horse came undone, right? So what is she doing? She's not bringing her jaw and her hock close together. Does that make sense? So if you were to take your horse in this lope off, right? What she's not doing.
So that's
bingo.
a step with my gun.
He doesn't think he can take a step without moving the back. Yep.
Yeah.
100%. That's absolutely right. So what my horse is not doing here is bringing her jaw right here and her hock close together. Most of the time when you feel this in your hands, and this is for Jeffrey too, his horse roots his head, right? Most of the time when you feel this, when that hind end's coming forward, it's because they're trying to stay out here, right? Michelle, when they throw their hip into your spur, I would not roll my spur because you're going to get a kick out.
Yeah, I just push it around again.
I'd pull my head.
Yep.
So I want to get my leg as quiet as possible. I want my horse to move when I do this. I just put pressure on, right? I think when you get into, come back, when you get into this to move,
just get bracy.
That's when you get the kick out. That's when you get the butt, right? I get kick out on this mare when I'm starting to ask for it out of nowhere. Notice how I don't get any kick out or resistance through the maneuver. Right? My horse doesn't get pissy through the maneuver because I'm taking her neck to the side. I'm not giving her a chance to. Right? So this horse, if she would have kept her neck down and round, right? Maybe I can Photoshop it in. If she would have stayed, oh, not that, with a smaller head.
You go shrink her
She
head.
would have stayed with a smaller head. If she just stayed down here, do you see how that would be much closer together?
Yeah. Them up there.
Yeah. So like if I drew a line, let's deselect this. Let's do it this way.
Smooth sample and then work.
Smooth or twisted. Yep. Absolutely. So there's how far apart my hock and my chin are. Right? If she were to stay down in her neck, let's go here. She were to stay down. Let's say she's going to be right in here. And stay where I left her. Right? Do you guys see how much shorter that line would be?
Yeah, that's much shorter.
Right? Do you guys see the difference? So what she's doing is flinging her head away so that she can maintain this long top line. Okay? If your horse is bracy against your spur, they're trying to maintain this. They're saying, you don't have control of my legs. I'm not giving it to you. All right? So remember, if her head was down and she was down here with her chin, this is a much shorter distance from here to here than this is. Right? That's what your horse is doing. It's trying to avoid becoming a short package. When your horse physically shrinks up and tightens up, it's got to go somewhere. It's going to go here.
Right.
All right? That's the biggest thing.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay? Does that help? Everybody understand that? We're going to do more of it tomorrow. We'll do a lot more tomorrow. But that's what we're going after. So if your horse can't walk into that, you got no business loping. Right? You're going to do that push and catch, and you're going to let it walk on, you're going to lope off, and it's just going to be what it is, which is where I am with this one. Right? That lope is just going to be what it is. Right? That's my actual lope off, right? Like I'm coming around here. You'll see me bounce my seat right here. Catch. This leg's on. Up in my seat. Up. There it is. Up. You're going to see me bounce again. Up. Up. And I lost everything.
Right. Shut that down? Did you shut that down?
Yeah, I think so. What even gear is this? I'm trotting.
I think you're talking now. Oh yeah, you went for a trot off and she loped, I think.
Okay.
It's harder to have the audio
yeah.
with this.
Who knows what I'm doing? I'm just a madman out there. Let me back this up to where I lope off. Or did I just trot out of that one?
I think you went trot out of that one.
I just loped out nowhere? Yeah.
Yeah. She tried out of that one.
Yeah.
Madman. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a push and catch into a lope off. Somewhere. Man, this guy does a lot of talking. Jeez. Somebody shut this guy up and ride some horses, huh?
I don't know where you do a push and catch to lope off. I don't know if you did. Did you?
This is a transition. Who knows what it'll be? Oh, I think I have to catch her ribs here. Yeah. Jeez. See, this is like, look, I have a plan in mind of what I want to do, and I just got to keep adapting to that horse, right? As I find problems.
I don't think you did a push and catch to the left. That's gonna be really glitchy for everyone to watch.
Yeah. Sorry if you guys are dizzy.
I don't know where you did one.
I don't know. This one? This has got to be one. This is one. I have faith. I believe in me. I believe that I can quit talking for a minute and lope this horse off. So here's the catch. This leg's got to go forward into the lope off. This leg's got to go forward into the lope off. Hopefully. Okay, there's that leg moving forward. There should be a lope off. Maybe. This position looks great. This looks awesome. Horse is down in my hands. Everything looks really good. Really good. Okay, we're loping. Look, as that hock comes forward, you see that neck starts coming undone?
Yep.
So as that hock, literally as that leg comes forward, you're going to see her go, nope. Right here. Ooh. Right there. Ooh, look at that hock. Ooh. That's a lot of push. A lot of push from behind. Okay, so that's what we're trying to create. So for me, in this horse, look, I have to recover several strides afterwards. It's going to get better over time. But in the meantime, that's just what she is.
That's what she is.
This is grade school. We're going to refine that as we go. It's going to look better and better and better the more we do it.
Right. I agree.
Right? But as it is right now, that's just what it is.
Yeah,
that's what I have.
we can go more in depth to that tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely. Awesome. Very good. It's late.
It is.
We went for a long time.
I think it was that monster that kept you going.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I'm wired. I'm ready to go.
You are.
Yeah, awesome. So I hope that helps, guys. We're going to do more of this tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't panic if we didn't get your video. If we didn't get your video, I'm sorry. Get chatting.
I
But
need to keep them on, like...
it's you that gets me off topic.
No, it's you.
But yeah, we'll do a lot more hip control over the next couple days. And we'll try to get you guys all set up.
Yeah, we have a lot of videos we need to cover. We need to focus on riders' videos. It's all so hard.
Is there a video about the seat mounts? It's the hardest thing ever. I'm going to have to talk about it.
So we're going to do that tomorrow, too. Because you have to mount your seat for a lope off, so we'll do that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it.
People are always like, what is that?
Yeah, what are you doing? And then they bounce, and it's awkward.
It's
strange.
It's awkward at first.
Yep.
It's really awkward at first.
Yep, for sure. But I promise you, it'll change your riding.
It will.
It'll change a ton about what you're doing.
It almost just kind of like sticks with you now. Like, you cannot do lope without bouncing your seat.
Yeah, it's weird not to now. Absolutely. Very good.
Awesome. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Again, thank you so much for everything you do. I think we're at like 121 or 122.
So we're super, super close to our 150. So let's get there so we can get you guys some custom spurs with your name on them.
Yep.
That'd be so amazing.
Yep, that'd be
Sweet
awesome.
dreams.
Yes. I hope you guys have a good ride wherever you are around the world.
Yes.
Keep sending your videos in. We'll keep going over them. We'll keep learning from them.
It sounds like we're going to be in this quarantine forever, so just keep sending them in.
Exactly. We're Grand Low at the Trot. Awesome. Awesome.
Perfect.
Very good. Very good. I hope you guys have a good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. And we will we'll keep doing these.
Yes.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.